ID in their final chance to qualify for the knockout stage and make history. But now Falcons, they'll go ahead and meet Onic in the same scenario. Once again, this is a do or die. These are two champions going head to head.
And even if you're looking at the draft, if Onic follows the same draft pattern as yesterday, then it is quite going to be different here because
Turkey, they were doing so well. Sano was the MVP in one of those games in the comeback for game number 2, but in game number 3, unfortunately, Pagu was just better. He was able to find the carry in a very tight spot, and the rest of the team capitalized.
Got a lot of those. Oh yeah, they got a whole lot of
Sonics
in here, man.
We got the Sonics.
They don't have drums though, no? Like,
I believe that. Yeah, I mean, they do have drums, but I guess they don't have it today.
Yeah, they don't have the drums in here today, but they definitely have the crowd in here. And you know, that's one of the things I'll say though is again, like, they across the board, Team Falcons has just gotten better. We've seen these guys play so often now over the years, maybe under different team banners, but still nonetheless these familiar names. And I think across the board, this is probably one of the best forms that we've seen them in, you know, over the years. And
Falcon?
Again, yeah, Falcons. Yeah. And again, granted that these guys all have been studying in engineering degrees, medicine degrees, and everything else. So, like, take that in consideration.
They're smart.
To where they are now on the world stage.
something that we do have to see, because throughout the entire day, most of the games are really just about the drafts. And between Falcon as well as Onic, I would say Falcon is the more consistent when it comes to drafts, because it's kind of like good and bad. They have one play style, but you roughly know how to draft for that one play style. If Onic ID, they just continue what they did yesterday, then I think they should not be fumbling the draft, because, again, as long as it's a good draft for Kyrie, then you're good. If somehow they change things up, if somehow Coach ID is like, you know what, how about today we just play for Loopy, right? And then start to change up the draft. Not saying it's a bad idea, but changing the draft last minute can add more gears. And more gears just gives more opportunities for mistakes to happen.
Absolutely. And I think that's the case, even though a lot of people would just boil it down to, okay, best of one curse. It's not like that. I mean, there's a lot of different problems, a lot of issues for Onic that they had to deal with throughout their Swiss stage run so far.
Yeah, I think they've had to adjust a lot, honestly, for Onic. Even for me, like, coming into this, I'm glad I didn't do a tier list, man, because I would have traditionally put them at, like, the higher end, but they struggled so much in the first days of the Swiss stage. And yes, they've made, you know, some of those refinements and they covered the grounds, but I just feel like, again, it was almost disappointing, like coming in and seeing the way that Onic performed the way they did, especially being champions of such a, you know, a contending region, strong region. And, you know, when you look at that again, I think they just had to go through the ringer. And I'm wondering if Onic, even if they get past this test, Team Falcons, I do almost expect this to be a 3 games. I know we've had 2 sweeps so far, but I could see this one going 3 games here, just because Team Falcons has really shown good synergy, and that's what, I mean, that's kind of what made Onic such a strong team, the synergy together.
Last time they met in GOTF, it was actually a full 3-game series, so, and that was decided by draft, because game number 3, Falcon just completely dropped their draft, and Onic were able to win.
Yeah, again, like, something about today, it really is just all about the draft. Because even fans of Onic have been quite critical towards ID, saying, you know, doesn't respect those kind of things. But I think it's going to be warranted if he somehow, let's go with that Matilda, which I don't think should happen.
You think that Matilda is that strong of a pick, right? Like,
I feel like it's too comfortable.
Yeah, it's like super, and that's the funny thing, like, no other teams really play the Matilda anymore except Team Falcons.
Except Falcons, and it's been consistently banned away from them after they showed it, so I wonder if Onic's approach is going to be more of like, nah, I think we can handle it, or ban it out, because again, losing here, just the first game momentum, we've seen that in the best for today. Getting game number 1 is a huge confidence boost.
Only the last game of YG against CG, that's the only game that went the distance.
Yes.
Everything else, 14 minutes, with over 10,000 gold lead.
Yeah.
It could still be the same for today. It's just that we don't know who's going to be suffering the loss.
A lot of pressure on both their shoulders here. For Onyx, it's the pressure of being the home crowd heroes.
ஓகே ஸோ நம்ம இப்போ போட்ட முதல் மேட்சை பார்த்தோன்னாக்க ஆனிக்கு மேட்ச் இருக்கு பாப்போம் என்ன நடக்குதுன்னு பார்ப்போம்.
Taking down the Titans, who've
எல்லாம்
always been the ones
நல்லா ப்ளே பண்ணாங்க, ஆனா எல்லாம்
down
சரியா
in
அடி
national
வாங்கினாங்க.
tournaments. The region that has always stopped them, gate kept them from being great.
That would be such a big milestone if Team Falcons is able to move on to the knockouts, knocking down a
லைவ் வந்து
region, a
எத்தனை
country
செகண்ட் லைவ்னு
that
பார்க்கலாம்.
has
1
constantly been
2
in the way of them moving
3
forward, you know, and
4
again, taking
5
down a champion of any
6
region is a huge milestone for any
7
team, but you know, I
8
think I think they're
9
capable of doing it, and like you
10
guys mentioned, we will see this once we get to the
11
draft. The draft is more important than ever. I mean, it's always been important, but
கிட்டத்தட்ட வந்து எனக்கு 10 to 13 செகண்ட் டிலே
we
இருக்கு
are seeing
லைவ்ல.
these big hero picks that really stand out. Claude, for example, you know, the farces, even the contest between the jungles, like the YSS and everything else. And then once you get it, even if you have that solid draft, the execution factor. And one thing that we have seen is teams who traditionally are those powerhouse teams still have a little shakiness, you know, in certain ways that they approach the game. There's probably only one team that really has been the cleanest out of all of them. I think we know who we're talking about there, right? So,
Alter Ego?
sure. Like if that's where you're leaning towards.
எல்லாம் பண்ணா ஒரு மணி சந்தோஷம் சளி வெளியும் வரும்.
I'm wearing the colors, man. Is this the right color? I don't know.
ஸோ கீழே வந்து ஆனிக் அப்புறம் வந்து சண்டை போடக்கூடிய ஒரு பிளேயர்ஸ் முடிச்சிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அவனோட பேர் எனக்கு தெரியாது. ஓகே ஓகே, இந்த பையன் தான் வந்து ஏதோ முடிக்கடி ஃபீல்டு படிச்சிருக்கேன்னு சொல்லி பேசிட்டு தான் நினைக்கிறேன்.
Going into this game is really just about draft. I think after the draft, then we have a much better idea. I think on paper it is still Onyx favored
For sure.
Which, by the way, small tangent. I feel like if my team has a big fan base,
Yeah.
I actually want my fan base to go on the other side.
Why?
Because then they can be loud, so that our opponents will be the one disturbed. Yeah,
Like sitting.
Yeah.
like if they're being loud there, then your opponents will get rattled.
Is that
Personally, for me, that's what I would do.
I think ego? Are they allowed to do that? I don't think they are.
I don't think so, but like if you fill the arena up with just your fans, then I guess it works the same.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, just buy both seats.
And I think it is the case here because like it is in Indonesia. I think for Alter Ego was the case as well. It was just the hardcore Alter champs were on the Alter Ego side.
So what does that mean for the knockout stage when we eventually?
Oh man,
Blow.
I mean you experienced that before. You guys experienced
ஏயா
that before.
பேசிட்டே இருக்கீங்க, எப்படா ஆரம்பிப்பீங்க?
Oh, it will. But it's not going to be as loud because there are no RQ fans, or maybe the RQ fans are just in different skins.
I think everybody's caught up. Like most people have like caught up to that though. No, like at least here in Indonesia, like they have like
RQ are still like on their own league in terms of fan base. I think
No,
Maybe they should just go
RQ
for
and
electric
Evos.
guitars.
RQ and Evos.
Ah,
Evos are really good too with their fan support.
electric guitar though.
Electric guitar, bass. Start having more rhythm, you know?
Yeah. So you're gonna connect it to a speaker?
Yeah, of course.
Interesting.
Yeah, how do you play electric guitar without a speaker? Then you just look.
Because I don't think
Kinda
you're allowed
silly.
to bring a speaker.
Yeah, I
in.
don't think you could bring an amp.
Yeah.
It's called an amp, by the way.
It's an amp.
Yeah, it's an amp.
It's an
I
amp.
learned that from Kai Sam.
I'm not acoustic. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know anything about music as well.
Yeah.
You could play an acoustic.
யாரியா இடையா போட்டோ? அது ஒரு சில பேத்துக்கு கை வெள்ளையா இருக்குது, மூஞ்சி கருப்பா இருக்குது.
It's like a music form.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah. Acoustic is basically a guitar without the amp.
yeah.
I mean, but it's also the type of guitar.
Interesting. Speaking of interesting, I'm seeing the players starting to walk in. So
Yeah, that's
maybe
Lutpi, Skyler.
we'll get into
ஓ அது வந்து
pre-season.
M7
Right now we're just
கோல்டு
waiting
கோல்டு ரிங், அது
for,
சாம்பியன்ஸ். ஸோ உண்மையே சாம்பியன் ஆனீங்க அப்படின்னா வந்து கொடுப்பாங்க சாம்பியன் ட்ரிங்க்ஸ். அது பார்க்க நல்லா இருக்குல்ல?
It's
Can't wait.
hard-
ஐ லைக்
it's
திஸ்.
hard
நான்
to
வீடியோ பார்த்தேன், இதுக்கு
think about
வீடியோ வரும். நான் லைவ்ல பார்த்தப்ப காமிச்சாங்க, சூப்பரா
what they
இருந்துச்சு.
do until we get to the draft, man. Because like we've seen different things from them all throughout Swiss stage. Now that this is the last day of Swiss, I don't know if any surprises are going to come out. If it does, well, would it even be Onyx? I don't think it'd be Onyx, man.
I think it might be Onyx. I think
think
out
it
of
might
all
be
the
Onyx,
teams,
yeah.
like they've been the more surprising ones actually.
They
in
brought
Swiss
Faramis
stage,
yesterday.
Oh, the
Kadita,
Faramis, right.
the Faramis.
Adidas.
A lot of them picked the Sora pick, even though Valentina's open, right?
Yeah,
like they've
yeah.
gone for a lot of like picks as well.
சோஷியல் கேமிங் ஃபோன். அதாவது இப்போ வந்து இப்போ டோர்னமெண்ட்ல வந்து மோஸ்ட் தெரியாது, அதான் வந்து எல்லாம் வந்து யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க, ரியல்மி யூஸ் பண்ணி நினைக்கிறேன்.
Nostalgic, why?
ஸ்பான்சர்
I feel like they're
இந்த பாருங்க சைட்ல பாருங்க, ரியல்மி, வீசா, அப்புறம் வந்து ரெட் புல்,
Yeah.
ஃபோல்ட் பை மூட்டன் சைட்ல இருந்து ஆடு மாதிரி போட்டுட்டே இருப்பாங்க.
Let's see if it will work against the Falcons. We're flying, yo.
Weren't you talking about Falcons?
I was talking about Falcons.
Yeah.
I get what he meant though.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Right now the players are just getting ready. It's really just about because throughout the trend for today, we would prefer something a little bit
அது
more.
எம்எல்பிபி வந்து எவ்வளவு
Yeah,
ஃபேமஸோ
let's
அதே
just put that
அளவுக்கு
way more
மருந்து
to
ஆணிக்கின்ற
credentials.
இதுவும்
Even if it's
ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ்
not true,
ஃபேமஸ்.
even if it's
அதுக்கு
not
அவங்க
true,
மட்டுமா
yeah,
கிடையாது
even if it's a
அப்படி
two
பார்த்தீங்கன்னா
peat,
அதுவும் கிடையாது.
as long as it's
ஆல்ட்
not like
ஈகோ
10
நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ அவங்களும்
noticeable difference,
ஆக்சுவலி
man,
போட்டியை பத்தி
I
ரெண்டு
think
பேர்
that'll be
தான்.
good
இதுக்கு நிறைய
news.
டீம் இருக்குது, அதே
I
பேஸ்
think
பர் டீம் இது
Goldie
ரெண்டு.
would not. Yeah, I
It's
agree.
been 3 games.
Hopefully not.
And 3 games in a row, mind you.
But maybe the Indonesians are like, we want that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Indonesians will want that. I mean, I guess people from MENA also want that just for the difference.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. What if it just happens at least? But it's Team Falcons with that kind of lead.
I mean, like if it happens, it happens. You know, we're just here to do
Say
our
the line.
jobs.
Say the line. It is.
It is what is it?
There you
There
go.
it is. Why is it different today? Why is he saying it wrong today?
No, that's the right
But
one.
why is he saying it right? Yeah, why? It is
Well,
what it is.
let's just introduce the team coming up on stage. In fact, let's introduce the champions first. Onyx Indonesia.
இந்த மாதிரி உட்காந்து பேசுறது ரொம்ப சங்கட்டையா. அவங்க அங்க திரும்ப ஒரு சிக்னல் வர வரைக்கும் பேசிக்கிட்டே
Champions tested by
இருக்கணும்.
unexpected setbacks are
Onyx
now in the final
ID.
stand with everything on the line. Defending Indonesia on home soil for the final knockout spot are Lutfi, Kyrie, Sans, Keyboy, and Skyler. Sonics, what time is it? It's Onyx time!
It's Onyx
This is our
timeன்றாங்க.
final opportunity to get over to the knockout stage. And again, this is their home ground. They are the champions of Indonesia. It's more than just getting a win, man. They gotta make sure that their pride is intact.
பேசிட்டு போகுது. சைட்ல பொல்லாண்ட்ல பார்த்தா வந்து கீழே கை இருக்குது டிஷர்ட்ல எப்படி மாடல் அழகா இருக்குல்ல.
Last year, their destiny fell into the
Falcons.
hands of Indonesia's champion. Is it fate's cruel ploy or a grand setup for redemption?
ஏய் என்னடா ஃபுல் ஒயிட் கிரீன் வச்சு வருது. கண்ணதுக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி நெருப்பா எரியணும்டா.
And Sano in the gold. They are here.
Okay.
Team Falcons.
Falcons here again coming as the challenger.
அவங்கள வந்து இன்ஜினியரிங் மெடிக்கல் ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ் படிக்கிற பசங்க.
Team from Indonesia. It is not going to be easy, but they've been here for a while. They've been training. They've been scrimming. Hopefully, they've got what it takes.
அது எல்லா பேரும் கீழே கை நடக்கிறாங்க. அவர் மட்டும் வந்து இது டிஷர்ட்ல கை விட்டு நிக்கிறாரு.
We'll see if there's any new adaptation in their utility pool. Maybe this time we might see something like a Leomore. But for now, we're going to be calling in the coaches coming in from both teams. For Team Falcons, we got Coach Powie Byrne and Kakashi. For Onyx Indonesia, it's Coach Adi and CW.
You know, again, as we wait to get to the draft here,
இந்த மாதிரிலாம் வந்து ஒரு e-sports event போய் e-sports event விளையாடுறது பெரிய விஷயம். நம்ம ஊர்ல தான், நம்ம ஊர்ல ரொம்ப பெருசு இந்த மாதிரி பண்றதுலாம்.
And all the way from the best ones down to the best of threes. One thing's for sure is the contest between the gold lane, whole lot of Claude, whole lot of carry. You're looking at the lineup, I believe, first from Team Falcons too. One of the things like Mirko just mentioned was for what Sano's been able to do, right? 50% win rate so far.
Team Falcons.
On the carry.
Sanji,
Seems like it's
Bayut,
I don't know if it's
Kufin,
just one of those
Troll,
things that just there is
Sound.
comfort clearly for them, but also boy,
நிறைய பேர் அது இங்கிலீஷ் தெரியாம நான் உலகிட்டு இருக்கேன். Team Falcons.
He's got a 67% win rate right now with the Baksha. I don't know. He basically did the Filipino change, man. He went from Carl Teasy to Kyrie.
That's pretty harsh, man. But the Baksha has not been kind to Kyrie at all. It's been amazing for Carl. On the other side, though, for Onyx, successful with fighters. It's strange to say because even in Onyx, ID's running them.
Kyrie, San, Keyboy, Skyler. Keyboy வந்து அவங்க டீம் ரோம். கைரி தெரியும். அவங்க கைரின் பேசுறது மோஸ்ட் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும். Keyboy ரோம். இப்போ மிட் லைன். ஓகே பாப்போம் இந்த மேட்ச் எப்படி இருக்குன்னு பாப்போம்.
A lot more room for Sans and Kyrie and even Lutfi to step up as the carries again.
Yeah, I kind of feel like what's happening here in the M7 World Championship is that every team, in terms of aggression, everyone has mastered to deny some kind of farm. And I feel like Onyx has realized they can't be stretched too thin, right? If you want to share your resources with everyone, then eventually you will lose out and hoping to get all the way to the late game, which a lot of teams don't allow you to.
Do you guys want to know a fun fact?
Fun fact.
Kyrie is only one in the Swiss stage with Yeast and shit.
Only YSS?
Yep.
வாயை விட்டு அவ்வளவு பக்கத்துல மைக்கு ஓகே இப்பதான்
It's
ஜூம் அவுட் வந்தா தெரியுது இல்லாட்டி மைக் வாய்க்குள்ள இருக்க மாதிரி தெரியும்.
Say no to Sano. Falcon is strong, but not stable.
Falcon is strong but not stable yet. Their gameplay depend on lot of if we can shut it down we should be fine. அதாவது ஃபால்கன் வந்து பவர்ஃபுல் தான், ஆனா வந்து எனக்கு ஒன்றும் ஸ்டேபிளான பட் ஸ்டேபிளான ஆள் கிடையாது. இந்த டீம்ல வந்து சாணம் ஒருத்தர் இருப்பான் போல, அவனை நாங்க முடிச்சு விட்டோம் அப்ப நான் வந்து மேட்ச் வின் பண்றேன் வாய்ப்புகள் இருக்குன்னு சொல்லி சொல்றாங்க.
MSC 2024
அப்படின்னு யார் சொல்றது? கீபாய் சொல்றாங்க.
soon it was where they did not have a good run. They're not no, Keyboy. I think that's a bit of optimism.
That's a little cope, Keyboy.
A little cope.
Let's keep it with the best of threes if you're for the Sonics here. But yeah, I think he points out a good point because we already highlighted that. Like
இந்த பக்கம் இருந்து ஒருத்தர் பேசுறீங்க அந்த மாதிரி,
making this lineup work from Team Falcons. And that seems to be the story, like ever since.
வாட்டர் பாட்டில் வைக்கிறாங்கப்பா, வாட்டர் பாட்டில் ஒருத்தருக்கு ஒரு வாட்டர் பாட்டில்
specifically within the
பக்கத்துல ரெட் புல் வச்சிருப்பாங்க. ஏன் ரெட் புல் ஸ்பான்சர்ல
adjusting that process. I mean, some of the best gold laners
அது என்னதையா பேக் கையில
head to head here has had to go through that, so you see this is the comparison. It looks like,
both I think MM நினைக்கிறேன் அது இவர் எதுக்கு played a hero to
carry the highlight here for Sano. And you look at the difference. The KDA is not too different, neither is the average GPM here. But the team
they all same.
Obviously with a fight,
அவங்களோட ரேஷியோ கொஞ்சம் சேமா இருக்குது, டீம் பார்ட்டிசிபேட் கொஞ்சம் கம்மியா இருக்குது.
Unless you're like what we saw in the previous matchup, where you're just or with Hiko, where he played the CC and was just running it down his lane, knocking down everything he could. But that's the thing I was saying is you really have to see these teams adjust the gold lane of meta for themselves, but also the way they approach the draft around that. If Claude is just banned out, which I kind of just almost assume it's going to be. I don't think either of these teams really want the Claw to go through unless they really plan to kind of draft around that. We might see that difference between the gold laners.
Yeah, Sano so far, he only participates in the fight once he gets his item, because what Falcons really want to do is to make sure that Sano is on his own island. He has 4
தண்ணி குடிக்க போயிருந்தாங்க நான் தெரியல லைவ் போட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் தொண்டை இருக்குது எனக்கு.
They lost. It was actually quite close. So out of all the teams, Falcon is probably the only one that made Carry actually look good.
Yep. What is Carry's win rate right now? Like
it's
map rivals என்ன மேப் பரப்போம் தெரிய போகுது.
For Sano.
For Sano 50%.
That's what I'm saying. So for Sano
expand river
everybody across the board it's like
expand river. So வந்து இப்ப டர்ட்டில் ஃபைட் லாட் ஃபைட் அப்பனா ரிவர்ல கால வச்ச போதும் இழுத்து வந்து வேகமா வந்து வாங்க.
Did we see a carry today? No. We didn't see a single.
அவ்வளவுதான். இப்போ வந்து டிராட் பிக் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடுவாங்க.
And it lost.
Yeah. So right now too as we get ready to go
expand river பார்த்தா வந்து EXP both EXP and gold can protect post.
Carries only so both teams
அவங்க பேன்லாம் பாரு இது அந்த வெள்ளா மூவ்ஸ்னு ஒருத்த வந்து ஆக்சுவலி வந்து அவங்க வந்து கல்ல எதுக்கு பேன் பண்ணாங்கன்னா ஆஸ்ட்ரேலியா லாண்டர்ல வந்து கீபா தான் யூஸ் பண்ணி நினைக்கிறேன். இந்த பக்கம் ஃபட்ரின் மத்தில்டா அவங்க வந்து ஒரு ஹைப்பர் ஒரு சப்போர்ட் அடிச்சிருக்காங்க. இந்த பக்கம் வந்து ஹைப்பர் சேம் வந்து சப்போர்ட்டர். மோஸ்ட்லி வந்து எந்த ஹீரோஸ் வந்து அவங்க யூஸ் பண்ணிப்பாங்க நல்லா ப்ளே பண்ணுவாங்க அந்த கேரக்டர் வந்து நம்ம அடிச்சிருவாங்க.
I think it's better to ban it out.
Oh, look at this. We're asking the chat who will win game 1. So far, only 2 for Falcon and 124 for Onyx.
It looks like just a yellow bar.
By the way, I like this carry ban because again,
அவங்க வந்து ஃபால்கன் வந்து கைரி எம்எம்ல வந்து கைரி அடிச்சிருக்காங்க பாப்போம்.
Maybe they just have a different pick for Sano here. Forcing out Onyx. If Onyx does not ban out that carry, then probably easy carry pick for Falcons.
Yeah. Well, no, you mean the Claude?
Yeah, if Onyx doesn't make Claude, good for Falcons.
So I was gonna say, this just shows that they wanted to go ahead and Claude. And then that would probably go back to the whole thing we talked about with Skylar playing a fighter in the gold.
Yeah. I think banning out the Claude is a safer option right now, right? And then Falcons can go for, say, Yi.
ஒரு பேன் அடிக்கிறதுக்கு எவ்வளவு நேரம் யோசிக்கலாம்னு சொல்லிட்டு நம்ம யோசிப்போமா அவனடி இவனடி முடிச்சு அவ்வளவு பேன் அடிச்சு முடிச்சாச்சு.
Go for the juice in without anything to hold the juice in back.
Well, it should be Claude.
It really should be.
Yeah. Because Cuffin also is still, again, more of a carry type rather than a support. Plus, I feel like if you're going up against the Jushin, you can opt for something like a Zinni.
So, அவங்க வந்து ஒரு மேஜ் எடுத்துக்கணும்.
And then just slow them down.
Yep.
இப்போ வந்து பிக்கிங் கேரக்டர் பிக் பண்ணனும்.
For Onyx, if there's no Valentina, if there's no the picks, and Onyx can just ban out the counters towards it.
I think we'll just see them also just take the Claude and then
There you go.
eventually get the box shot.
Claude
So,
For Boyet here.
Yep.
The
Juicy.
Brock is open.
பிக் பர்சன்டேஜ் பார்த்தோன்னா 30, ஸோ 30 பிக் பண்ணிருக்காங்க.
That's a pretty good question. Yeah.
மென்டர்ஷிப் வந்து 60%.
Teams have been opting for Cho.
இந்த இப்ப M7 டோர்னமெண்ட் பார்த்த வரைக்கும் அதிகமா பிக் பண்ணது பார்த்தா வந்து கிளாடு தான். நான் பார்த்தா இன்னும் சொல்றேன்.
Okay, it's going to be the
அதே மாதிரி இந்த பக்கம் சேம் அதே தான் டிராகனுக்கும் யூசர்க்கு பார்த்தனா வந்து அது சேம் அதே தான். இதுதான் சொல்லுங்க. இந்த டோர்னமெண்ட்ல தான் ரிப்பீட்டா பார்த்த கேரக்டர் ஜூக்வீன் அடுத்து அந்த யூசாங் கிளாட் இந்த ரிப்பீட்டா பார்த்த கேரக்டர்.
pick up their jungler right now for Boyet, but knowing that they've already
எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு இவங்க ரிப்பீட்டா வந்து யூசாங் யூஸ் பண்றத பார்த்தா யூசாங் வந்து இந்த டோர்னமெண்ட் முடிஞ்ச கையோட இது டீபப் பண்ணியா நினைக்கிறேன். நெர்ஃபடா போனது.
Might be one of the unless later on they hold on to that mid lane pick and they potentially get like a Lunox or something. But
What about picking up that Lancelot for yourself?
ஆமா.
Because like Onyx are
புரியல
clearly
அவங்க எல்லாரும் வந்து ரியல்மி தான் யூஸ் பண்றாங்க.
Boyet has not used any assassins at all.
Yeah.
But he even up for the Akai.
agreed, but also you have to take into account the fact
Baxia?
that Onyx and
Seriously, bro?
objectives are going to be that
Kimi?
easy anymore. Kimi picked though instead of the Farsa. Again, something that I'm not a big fan of, knowing there's a Yuzong on the other side, especially considering Onyx are most likely going to go Lancelot now.
Yeah, looks like Falcons they're just going for pure comfort.
Or even Haya.
Because again, this is kind of like their S tier, and we did set this up.
எனக்கு என்ன கரெக்ட்னு தெரியல. இங்க கைரி பேர் போட்டு கைரி மண்டைக்கு மேல வந்து இது போட்டுருக்குது. மேஜ் இருக்குது. பேருக்கு மேல என்னன்னு தெரியல எனக்கு.
They haven't had the
So
opportunity to scream as much as everyone else. Let's just put it that way.
who's that? Honor?
No, Falcons.
Falcons. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Focusing on studies and all.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be a Fanny pick, Red 3, not going to lie. It's been a while since Kyrie has gotten the Fanny open in the banning phase, so the fact that they didn't pick it up means that they're comfortable putting in Kyrie on any hero, which isn't really the thing you would expect from Onyx usually. You would usually see the pick for him early. But alright, they have mid-prio with the Cho plus the Kimi. Cho plus the Juicin. Now they ban out the Grok. I think they do, right?
Yeah. Ban out the Grok and then I don't know, maybe Team Falcons will actually just hone
என்னையா மூஞ்சி அவ்வளவு க்ளோஸ் காமிக்கிறீங்க?
Why the move?
Troll did use the Minotaur before, an amazing game, and their opponents just could not figure out how to deal with the Minotaur. In fact,
கேரக்டரை வந்து பேன் பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி லிஸ்ட் வச்சிருப்பாங்க எவ்வளவு பேன் அடிக்கிறேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு அதெல்லாம் பார்த்து அடிக்கிறீங்க.
So that means that they want to go for something of less range. That's why the CC gets caught up in the bans by Falcons. Good read.
Is Skylar going to play the Freya? Are we going to see Skylar on gold lane Freya, man?
The only other answer to the Claude so
நம்மலாம்
far.
இந்த இடத்துல உட்கார்ந்து இந்த விட்டு பலபடன்னு ஆயிருக்கும் ஜில்லுன்னு.
might even go for something like a Sora.
Sora gold. That's true. That is another answer we've seen work, and they are going to ban out the Uranus. So the thing is, you have to go Sora last pick here, right? Because if not, then the Valentina comes in.
Yeah.
But what's stopping Falcons from doing the same thing and picking up the Sora? There's the Yuzong is already picked up, so you don't really have that matchup anymore. The Juicin is
எதுக்கே வாய்ஸ் இவ்வளவு கண்டராவே இருக்குது லைவ்ல. இப்பதான் செக் பண்றேன். நான் ஒரு சொல்லியிருந்தேன் ஒண்ணு. நம்மளாம் அந்த இடத்துல உட்கார்ந்துருந்தோம் அப்படின்னா இந்நேரத்துக்கு கையெல்லாம் வெறுத்து ஒரு மாதிரி படகுன்னு வந்திருக்க போறோம்னு சொன்னேன் நானு. அதுனா அது எப்படி தான் லைவ்ல கேக்குது? அவ்வளவுதான் இந்த மாதிரி கேக்குது.
Either or, I think it's still.
Yeah. Like if you really, because most of these are targeted bans anyway, you might as well just go ahead and ban out the Lancelot so that Kyrie doesn't get that. I don't know. I don't expect him to pick up any other utility. They'll go with the Harith.
interesting.
Okay, so Harith gold. So a lot of those
Kiwoy.
just trying to once again play into that.
சோ அந்த பக்கம் வந்து சிசிஆர் அடிச்சிருக்காங்க. இந்த பக்கம் வந்து யுரேனஸ் அண்ட் மினோட்டர் அடிச்சிருக்காங்க.
The best cold lane hero right now. So setting up around that. Now Onyx on the response. Do they go their? They're gonna go. Do they pick up their jungle now?
Safe pick should just be the Lancelot, get a winning matchup for Skylar, right?
Yeah.
No?
என்ன அவ்வளவு சூம் காமிக்கிறீங்க பாரு. மூக்கு வைக்க முடியல தெரியுது பாரு.
Lancer Haya, they go for Haya. 33% win rate hasn't been the pick
Hasn't been that good.
to get you
Only won
wins a lot
twice.
here, yeah.
Yeah, winning twice here. But yeah, Falcon right now, I'm more worried about their EXP pick right now because having a front line, you will be basically crushed by the Jushin. So you need something that has a lot more mobility. But the only thing that comes to my mind right now is the Lapu, Atlas. To a
ஐயா
certain extent, I
என்ன
guess.
கேமரா யூஸ் பண்றாங்க? இவ்வளவு கிளியரா இருக்குது.
Depends on how good you are on that pick.
I'm
This-
thinking they go. Okay, Hilda.
Oh yeah, Esme for Goliath.
That's a really good deny by that. I was about to say maybe as
சொல்லுவாங்க போல மைக்ல யாரா எனவே சொல்ல பண்றாங்க இப்ப ஹெல்மெட் எடுக்கிறாங்க ஹெல்டா அண்ட்
They move really fast.
எஸ்பரடா
Team Falcons.
சரி அந்த டேங்க் அப்ப அந்த டீம்ல வந்து ஃபால்கன்ல வந்து 3 டேங்க் இருக்காங்க இந்த பக்கம் ஹயபுசா
They'll go
I
ahead
feel
and
like
go
this is
to
going to be a Granger.
for Onyx.
சீரியஸ்லி ஹயபுசா
Because what else do you have, right?
Yeah, it's
ஹயபுசா வச்சு எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு அந்த டீம்ல வந்து கிம்மி அப்புறம் வந்து கிளாட் 2 பேர் தான் அடிக்க முடியும்
You go Lunox?
Lunox Gold.
Yeah, it's not the best choice. I don't know how it does against the Claude, but
அது 2 பேரும் நிக்க மாட்டாங்க எப்பறம் ஹயபுசா எடுக்கிறீங்க
you have the combo with Cho. That's what I was thinking about as
ப்ரோ
well.
இந்த பக்கம் அதாவது அந்த பக்கம் 3 டேங்க் அப்ப இந்த பக்கம் டேங்க் இல்லாம இருக்குது
Yeah.
என்னையா ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி இது
I think this one is a little bit up in the air because again we did say about drafts and Onyx.
ஓ கிங்ஸ் எடுத்துருக்காங்க பாப்ப என்ன நடக்குது
You know, puts fuel to the fire. We'll see how it works out, but the same can be said for Team Falcons. But at least for Team Falcons, again, they play one style,
Yeah.
so they roughly understand what kind
Okay,
of
the Onyx versus Falcon match
I like that
begins.
Team Falcons basically still sticks to the fundamentals of their
Counter
themselves here.
index
Again,
அப்படின்னு போட்டு
referencing a lot of
0.1
ratings that we
போட்டிருக்காங்க
mentioned,
மைனஸ்
you know,
இந்த
it's- you don't
கவுண்டர்
wanna put
இண்டெக்ஸ்
too much
பார்த்தா
weight
0.1
towards it,
இங்க
but yes,
போட்டிருக்காங்க
it's
லைன் அப்
key
ரேட்டிங்
across the
5
board.
அந்த பக்கத்துல
And
ரேட்டிங் 5
if you do look at the draft, that's kind of how it feels when you look at both these.
Oh,
coming into
no,
game
no.
one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final best of 3 for today. Falcons coming in, bringing the traditional style of a utility jungler again. Can they achieve a win against the Sky Kings, Onyx Indonesia?
It's our last match between our last two teams to move on to the knockouts. One spot
Yeah.
left, and it comes down to this. It's a packed house here.
நினைச்சதுதான் கேரக்டர் பிக் பண்ணிட்டு உள்ள மாத்திப்பாங்க
For this match, once again here favoring Onyx, but I would say even after the draft,
பாத்தீங்களா EXP என்ன பண்றானே
they've been able to show us over the course of this Swiss stage. There's still potential for them to
இந்த
make
ஸ்டார்டிங்கே சோகாலியா
a ton of damage. Still holding on to the flicker though.
Yeah, but I would say it's quite equal trade coming in from both sides. Took a little bit of damage there. Skylar just
Bro, seriously?
the sustain he has to
அதாவது அங்க பக்கம் வந்து மேஜ் வந்து கோல்டன் ஆடிக்கிட்டு இருக்காங்க போடு ஸ்டார்டிங்கே பார்த்தன வந்து எல்டா காலி கில் பண்ண யாரு பார்த்தன வந்து கைரி வந்து எல்டா கில் பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பான்
I feel like we've seen that so many
இது வந்து கிம்மி காலியாக வேண்டியது என்ன நடக்குது பாப்போம்
kind of forget just how much damage output he can put early on to level 1, level 2. Looking at this, again,
ஸோ அவங்களோட எம்பளம் காமிக்கிறாங்க இது நீங்க யூஸ் பண்றது அவ்வளோ யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கோ எம்பளம்லாம் என்ன ஐயோ டிஸ்கார்ட்ல வந்து நீ டிஃபெண்ட்ல போட்டு உட்காந்துருக்க நீ
Has to be careful. Will flicker out right as the shield unity runs out there.
இதுல மேபி ஒரு லக் இருந்து அவங்க வந்து பில்டோ எம்பளம் வந்து ஃபில் பண்ணாங்க அப்புறம் தாராளமா யூஸ் பண்ணலாம் நல்லா இருக்கும்
Let's just respect. Sure, we might lose
மிஸ்லயே உட்காந்துருக்கு நீ
Hey, it's just 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes.
yeah, nothing too crazy like that they have to worry about.
Good take.
Yeah, good take there. Delay and boy.
பையன் மிஸ் பண்ணதா இருக்கு
Rotate pretty quickly. Cross the map here on the box show once again. One of his marquee.
போய் தூங்கியா போயா
Pick up Kyrie waiting patiently though. There's a potential here for a play before the turtle breaks out. It does spawn up. Trolls giving the information, but
இவ்வளவுதான் ப்ரோ டாட்டில் ஸ்பான் ஆயிருச்சு சண்டை வெறியா போகுது
For sure.
எல்லாருக்கும் சோக சண்டை போகுது
Against Key Boy. Sanji though is going to take a bit of damage coming in from Onyx Indonesia. So if Team Falcons still decide to contest, they just got to be a little bit careful because they're not the healthiest right now.
yeah.
Purple buff take though from Kai right now. They're going to do a lot of damage over the troll. Skylar has already rotated from the gold lane.
வாருங்க எல்டா போட்டு பொளக்குறாங்க
Kai with the quad shadow. A lift up from Boyet there. Tortoise Boy sounds coming down. And that's the burst for Skylar.
ஓ மை காட் உடஞ்சு பேக்ஸியா முடிச்சிட்டாங்க அந்த பக்கம் அவ்வளவுதான் கிம்மி காலி இப்ப எல்டா காலியா போறா யா எல்டா காலி யா
They traded out. I mean, that was Onyx just putting the pressure
ஸோ
on.
டிராகன் வந்து இவன் வந்து டெரர்ல சொல்லாடி
Well, so just kind of a chaotic fight for Team Falcons and the way they approached it, and Onyx comes out with the win in that one.
4-1 மேட்ச் போயிட்டு இருக்குது கோல்டு வைஸ் பார்த்தனா வந்து ஆனிக் முடியும்
As they can. It's just that Onyx ID, they're responding very well.
Quad shadow for Kai. Nope. Saves it. Doesn't go for it. Instead goes.
இவங்க லைன் அப்லாம் பாரு ப்ரோ 2 மேட்ச்ல வந்து 2 மேட்ச் ஒரு ஃபைட்டர் ஒரு அசசின் ஒரு ரெண்டு மேட்ச் 2 ஃபைட்டர் ஒரு அசசின் அந்த பக்கம் வந்து 3 டேங்க் ஒரு எம்எம் ஒரு மேட்ச் கிமி எம்எம் தான்
Boxhead is not trying to farm up super fast anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the goal lane there, I think this lead will be quite painful for Sano later on.
Yeah, that's why he has to kind of. I mean, that's the case for every Claude we've ever seen so far in the Swiss stage, you know? You're kind of holding on the best you can, you're dealing with getting bold.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைட்டில் பார்த்தா வந்து டைட்டில் வந்து ஆனிக் அடி எடுத்துட்டாங்க.
But still, nonetheless, once you get those 3 items, you know, usually under the 10-minute mark for most Trinities, then that's when you really get to shine.
சீரியஸ்லி ப்ரோ, லாடாலாம் வந்து அவளை அடிக்க முடியாதா என்ன?
You know, it becomes more of a team thing. But right now, he's just able to post up in this lane because of he is a Lunox, and then he has the emblems that he has, the Festival of Blood, like you guys mentioned. So he almost doesn't have to worry about anything when it comes to laning him. It's more so the objective. Look at that early Divine Glaive.
Wow.
Rushes the Divine Glaive, first item.
Yup. Now you know exactly what it's picked for, man. It's just picked for the front line.
Big damn.
But the thing is as well, Claude does not have a good time against the Lunox because once you go in for the Blazing Duet, Troll taking a lot of damage.
Wait, the Dragon as well with the Shadow Kill, and that's going to be Troll dying in the hands of Keyboy.
That was layered really well. Again, synergy right now from Onyx. They're going to continue to put pressure now on this side of the jungle. Trying to take the purple. Yep. Oh, here comes Sandy though. They don't want to fight this, do they?
Kyrie retreat, by the way, so they're going to take a bit of time. They won't go straight for the neutral. Actually, they will.
He's just going to start it up. I think maybe they want to bait a fight here.
Yep. Brilliance coming down, Keyboy with Jikundo disengaging. Sano there, Nesao, Skyler healing back up with the minion waves, man. Really good stuff. Boya taking control over the neutral objective. Black Dragon from going to use up by Ludwig trying to go in again as Keyboy goes for the way the Dragon locks him down. Still retreat from Boyan as Keyboy gets a Jikundo. The shampoo on the flickers out the safety. Lecay with the re-engage. Kai with a killing spree now. It's a double. Make it another for Sans. Traction calls going wide.
Wow, the damage coming in from Onyx Indonesia is just a little bit too much and more accessible instantly, where Team Falcons, they kind of want to set things up, both Sanji as well as Sano. They don't deal immediate burst damage in comparison to Skyler on this Lunox, as well as Kyrie on this Hayabusa.
This feels tough to see when your Baksha's behind, Kyrie now level 10, just kind of the speed that a Hayabusa is able to farm up in comparison to a Baksha is just really highlighted here. You can see how much gold Kyrie's got. You know, even though they started up the turtle and he didn't have the retribution, they knew that if there was going to be a fight, we have enough damage that we can actually just kind of overload it and capitalize on that anyways, and that's what we saw. That's why even that Divine Glaive early pickup for Skyler was such a big pickup, because you saw how much damage he was able to just kind of burst out on demand here. So with this, it's all ballooned to 4,000 plus gold lead for Onyx.
I thought for sure with a lead like this, Kai would go for a Sky Piercer first or second item after the Hunter Strike, but nope. He stayed consistent, doesn't want to risk it. Troll.
Alright, Troll's fine.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm with Marco on this one. I thought he would go for the Sky Piercer just to make it like basically uncomebackable for Team Falcons. And now Onyx ID, they are pressuring the gold lane a little bit, but we've seen Team Falcons in this situation before. I believe by Second Lord, they will be able to come back. So it's really just the question whether Onyx ID will actually give them that opportunity, because we've seen what even 4-item Claude can do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what most Claudes have to end up doing if they are playing behind even more so. So this turtle comes up here in a couple seconds. Looks like they want to make a play.
ஒரு துரத்துறாங்க ப்ரோ. இத
ultimate there. Skyler didn't even use his ultimate, right?
No, I believe not. And
wow.
Even so, Keyboy knew that he was just going to catch him even without using the kick or the flicker. So that's going to be a clean turtle take now. Last one of the game, they're going to go and try to get these tier 1s in the mid.
Kyrie secures the turtle. That's going to be defended by the Fierce Dive. Blocking Troll down very low. The Lancer
seriously
Kai with a double goes to the back as well. Gets the quad shadow, and that's a triple. Now looking for another kill.
எடுக்கும்போது கூட என்னமோ நினைச்சானா அடினால அடி பிரிக்கிறாங்க.
Safety, it's an all-in under the tier 2.
ஒன்னு ஒரு கில் எடுத்தா வைப் அவுட் ஆவீங்க.
Team Falcons out under.
மேட்ச் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகி 8 செகண்ட் தேர்ச்சி 2 நிமிஷம் ஆயிருக்கு. நம்ம வைப் அவுட் அடிப்பாங்க.
They end up dismantling Team Falcons, clipping the wings this early on.
ஓ 7k கூப்பிட்டு வர லீடிங்ல இருக்காங்க. அவ்வளவுதான் சொல்லி முடிச்சிட்டு இந்த மாதிரி தான். ப்ரோ M7 டோர்னமெண்ட்ல அதிகமா பிக் பண்ண கேரக்டர்ல இவன் தான் ப்ரோ. அதிகமா இவன் தான் எடுக்கிறான் EXP நாளைக்கும். இந்த பக்கம் டேங்கே இருக்காங்க. ஆனா என்னன்னா அந்த பக்கம் ஃபுல் டேமேஜ் இல்ல இருக்காங்க.
With the Hunter Strike, and then what was it, Warlock, second item. So, and you're still pumping out that much damage, and with a Warcry emblem on.
எல்டா ப்ரோ இது கொஞ்சம் முன்னாடி பாத்துட்டு எஸ்ப்ளோடா துரத்தி வந்து அடிச்சாங்க ப்ரோ கூட்டமா இருந்து. எங்க போறேன்னு சொல்லி இவன் சோ வந்தா ஸ்கில் அவன் போட்டு எத்தனா அவனை புடிச்சிட்டாங்க அவனை. ஒரு வைப் போடணும் டவர் ஒரு ரெஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. நெக்ஸ்ட் மேக்ஸிமம் லார்ட் எடுத்துட்டு போய் நினைக்கிறேன். இல்லை இல்லை ஓடு எல்டா காலி. எல்டாவில் அடிச்சு படுக்க போட்டாங்க, புள்ளுக்குள்ளேயும் சமாதி போட்டாங்க. ஆமா ப்ரோ.
Sometimes you're just kind of holding on, trying to survive, and you're able to survive, but then you just lose the battle. And with this Lord coming up now, this has been the story all series long for our match.
அவ்வளவுதான் கோல்டன் உடைச்சிட்டாங்க ஃபுல்லா.
Skylar just jumping on forward. They want to get the shield down before they even take the Lord.
ஆமா ப்ரோ, அந்த ஒத்தைக்கில எப்படி தெரியுமா, அது டிராகன் தான். டரண்டுக்குள்ள வந்து எல்லா பத்தி அடிச்சிட்டு இருந்தா டரண்ட் அடிச்சிருச்சு.
Massive lead now, almost 9,000 gold, and just ready to march towards the base.
அவ்வளவுதான் ப்ரோ, இதுக்கு எடுத்த வாய்ப்பே இல்ல. அங்க ஹைப்பர் வந்து லால் அடிக்க ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டான், கோல்டு அதிகமா போயிட்டாங்க. பஃபும் இல்ல ஹைப்பருக்கு. இந்த பக்கம் ஹைப்பர் மேக்ஸே போக போறான். மேட்ச் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகி 10 நிமிஷத்துல பார்த்தா மேக்ஸ் ஆயிட்டான் ப்ரோ.
Sano just isn't where he needs to be.
This
is past the 10-minute mark.
He's
still building into, I believe he's got DHS and Golden Staff. He doesn't have his third item yet, so very delayed in the average Trinity quads right now. So you just lack the amount of damage throughput that you need, and so you have to continue to hold.
4 பேர் இங்க இருக்காங்க. வந்துட்டான் 5 பேர் இங்க தான் இருக்காங்க. லார்ட் ஏறதுக்குள்ள இங்க ஒரு ஃபைட்ட போட்டுருவாங்க. வாக்ஸி அல்ட் போட்டு ஓடுறாயா.
If only the Lunox ult has a longer cooldown, but the fact that the cooldown itself is so short by the time the Lord
ரோம் இல்ல ப்ரோ, அப்படிதான் பண்ணுவாங்க. அவன் நல்லா ரோம் பண்ணுவான். அவனோட இது வீடியோ பார்த்தா நல்லா இருக்கும்.
And it might take at least 3 members of Team Falcons, if not just ending it here. And now Holy Crystal on Skylar as well.
Yikes.
Oh yeah, you definitely don't have enough damage at this point.
Oof, this is so tough.
அவ்வளவுதான் ஆட ஏத்தி விட்டாங்க.
He should be the base turret's going down too, so
அவ்வளவுதான் டவர் உடைஞ்சிருச்சு.
Keep an eye on Keyboy as well, as he got Flicker available. They go with the top turret, mid turret's going to be next. Are they going to go?
விட்டர் உடைக்கறாங்க.
The Flicker combo cancel or takes Boy very very low. Skylar with the damage. Shadow kill on towards him. Petrified lock him down. Kai so waiting
இந்த பாரியா என்னடி அடிக்கறாங்க.
Backwards onto the fountain. Onyx have the base wide open.
ஓ வைப் அவுட் ஆக போறாங்க. கிளாட் மட்டும் தான் மேட்ச் முடிச்சிட்டாங்க. மேட்ச் முதல்ல ஆடற மேட்ச் முடிச்சிட்டாங்க.
Onyx wants the knockout stage. They smell it. A game away from securing it.
A dominant game of one here for Onyx. Under the 12-minute mark. 19-1, just an insane game.
ஆமா ப்ரோ, இது பெஸ்ட் ஆஃப் 3 மேட்ச். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மேட்ச் அடி ஒதுக்கி போட்டாங்க ஃபால்கனை. ஃபால்கன் கேவலா வந்து ஒரு 2 பேர் ஒரு இன்ஜினியரிங் ஸ்டூடண்ட், ஒரு மெடிக்கல் ஸ்டூடண்ட் ப்ரோ. ஒருத்த குண்டா இருப்பா வந்து மெடிக்கல் ஸ்டூடண்ட் சொன்னான். பெருசா நாங்க எது ட்ரைனிங் எது எடுக்கல, எங்களுக்கு டைம் இல்ல, நாங்க ஸ்டூடண்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம்.
This one is just who stomps harder. At this point, everyone is competing to see who has the larger gap against their opponents.
Yeah, you can see again that's
Falcons
right now. Just kind of, I don't know if the communication was just, or they're just demoralized, but not the game they were looking for. With things on the line the way it is, and I don't know if it's just what they've experienced, for years now, or for the past year. But this one was a tough one, man. Like, looking at this,
they
could just show up, say, all right, we want this kill, we want these, we want that, and there was nothing you could really do about it. And so it even goes to show that when it comes to the draft, and you get your quality heroes, or you get that big pick right now, which is a Claude, like first pick.
level கம்மி bro, level கம்மி வந்து ஸ்கில் போட்டா போதும், ஃபுல் பதிவே கீழ ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும்.
Shutting the entire team down the way that it was played, but even so, like, let's say it wasn't that big of a shutdown, I think the Lunox pick in the gold lane, especially rushing that Divine Glaive from Skylar, the way that he played it, the way that he was able to sustain with his emblem setup, it doesn't really shut down per se the Claude alone in the lane, but it at least stops it in the tracks where like I'm okay, the other four guys go do your thing, you know?
I would go as far as to say that one pick shuts down the entire draft.
The
Because,
Lunox?
yeah, because even Falcon banned out the carry, right? So they're
அவ்வளவுதான்.
like, yeah,
இப்ப அடுத்த ரவுண்ட் வர்ற வரைக்கும் பார்த்தோன்னா நோய்
basically
பேசிட்டு
they're
இருப்பாங்க.
over against someone that can really deal all this damage against the front lines. And yeah, first item Divine Glaive, and then after that, it really felt like the game was over. Right? So
இது கீழே ஒரு வீடியோ ஒன்று ஓடிக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம் இதுல அவங்க பேசும்போது
they tried.
ஒரு ரிங் ஒன்று ஒரு கோல்ட் ரிங் ஒன்று காமிப்பாங்க. எம்சோல் சாம்பியனுக்கு அந்த ரிங் தருவோம் சொல்லி போட்டிருந்தாங்க.
And then after that, like, it's GG.
There are a few things that already kind of stopped the lead from happening, though, I feel. I didn't really like the Baksha pick. I thought it was going to be the Lancelot pick up there, and then into whatever, maybe a Hayabusa ban instead.
ஓ ரிங் நல்லா இருக்கும் bro. அந்த ரிங்கை பார்க்கவே அழகா இருந்துச்சு.
Baksha, especially after seeing the Yuzong already, I think kind of already, it's like GG.
பல எறும்பு கடையில சொல்லி அந்த மாதிரி ரிங் ரெடி பண்ணிட்டு கோல்டுல போய்
Saw
நிறுத்திட்டு
how much that he would have to sacrifice even to get close to the turtle. And yes, he was able to get, I think, turtle number 2, but it was at the
M7 champion ring.
team as well, trying to brute force.
அதான் bro நம்ம அதே மாதிரி ஒரு பல இரும்பு கடை இரும்பு இருக்கும் அதை எடுத்து இது இலக்கி போட்டு அதே மாதிரி ரிங் ரெடி பண்ணி M7 போட்டுக்க வேண்டியதான்.
The repercussions of the Baksha getting shredded.
Yeah, the problem is I think he can't use a Lancelot.
அவ்வளவுதான்.
See, that's why it's cooked.
Because they never use any assassins. Like, they ban all the utility. Every assassin was up. They pick up an Akai.
Which is, you know what's weird about that? Because knowing, like, Boya is from the Philippines. Like, all these Filipino players can play assassins. But I think it's more so have been
ஆமா இது வர கோல்ட் ரிங் வேற நீங்க காமிக்கிறது.
play style to fit what works.
MVP யார் MVP?
Boya can play an assassin. It's just it doesn't work for the team as a whole,
Kyrie.
you know. So here's our MVP.
Emblem.
a guy that
Assassin
can play
emblem.
Assassins, Kyrie.
I think it might be a case of
Items
the
first
essence
வாங்குனா
of
blood despair.
utility as well. Could be. Because I've seen Boyet play. This is Boyet from Minana, right?
Yeah.
He's played assassins.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, there's most. If you were born in the Philippines, it's like
You're probably good at show.
you can play, but you know, again, Kyrie here on the Hayabusa, for example, like we said, he didn't go with the Sky Piercer build. He just went with Hunter Strike and then War Axe. But also some of these earlier fights, they just knew. Like sometimes it wasn't even the focus on like going for the turtle right away. They just knew they had the team fighting advantage when it came to. Again, even with this. Like we mentioned, when the Yuzhong slips through the draft and a team is able to get it, it's such a power pick in the XP lane. It's a big enough threat alone with the Petrify and the Black Dragon form combo that even this, when Turtles secure, they go for a fight. Look at the reinitiation here. And the amount of
குடும்பத்தோடு வாருங்கள் தற்போது வெற்றிலை போட்டிருக்கும் ஜம்போ சர்க்கஸ் ஜம்போ சர்க்கஸ் சலம்பரம் ஓடிட்டு இருக்கு வெளியே.
Piercing through a lot of this, you know, with the Divine Glaive rush on the Lunox, it was just such an easy way to go ahead and approach the fights. And even when you look at Keyboy, man, Keyboy didn't have any like fancy kicks or anything like that with the way the Dragon. This was more so of a foundational standard way to play the Cho. He was able to really work well with the Jushin, and Jushin works really well to complement the Cho. And they were just able to make this composition work to exactly how it should have been. I mean, juggling between tier 1, tier 2, and almost the tier 3 turret that early on is kind of crazy.
I kind of feel like they just understand how to deal with this kind of playstyle. Because again, this playstyle has
காலேஜ்லாம் பார்த்தா வாழ்க்கைய பார்க்க முடியுமா?
a good year, 2 years. So they just gotta remember how to play against it, and then that's it. That's GG. And I don't know. There's really not much to say anymore about this game, because there were really no real opportunities for Falcons to come back into the game unless Skylar somehow kills himself, and then the front line is able to actually do their jobs.
Yeah, no, like there's at that point, even if Skylar died, I think they would have enough of a lead to shred through the frontliners. That's the problem with this composition, and again, that's the problem with leaving the Yuzong open while still wanting to go for the Baksha. There's a reason why Onyx only banned out the Fredrin. And it's because Fredrin is probably the only guy that can actually get out of the Furious Dive with a little bit more HP or with the ability to sustain back up. Baksha, Akai, all the other picks we've seen from Boyet cannot do that. Akai would have been a worse option, by the way, for the reason where they're a very heavy spin reliant hero. Their clear is horrible, so Kyrie, you already saw the invade happening on a Baksha. Baksha's a guy with really good clear.
Yeah.
If that was a Kai, he wouldn't even be able to participate turn 1, but even if he did, very easy to bait out heavy spin with the Black Dragon form on you.
It almost makes me wonder if it's worth Team Falcons, since they're in the situation now where they're facing, elimination, right? One more game. If they will go against the grain of their own style of play and they just pick up an assassin in the jungle. It's almost one of those things where it's like you almost need to, because even when they have this kind of draft, and there's a lot of lapses within the way that they approach the game, like in terms of the team fight, like trying to keep up with what Onyx throwing at them. I'm just wondering if an assassin in the jungle will even change that, or if it's just going to be too much of a change for the team as a whole, that it's just better to play utility and play the. But as soon as we saw this, man, especially with the Matilda pick that came through and like the Fredra and the Baksha, teams knew, because they all played this way back in the old meta, right? Everyone was on that utility lineup, and unfortunately, I feel like it's just been solved.
Well, we will go on to that topic later on, but for now, we got a new way to celebrate esports highlights. The official MLBB M Series tournament trading cards bring premium design and modern tech together. Available this January. Head on over to play.com for early access and grab yours and hold a real piece of the M Series legacy. Again, cards are amazing. It's something physical that you can really show everyone around. And we also got to talk about Acecraft, because Acecraft is an STG built around adaptability. There's random skills, bullet deflection mechanics, and a retro cartoon style. You guys can actually see Acecraft over there. Make sure you guys join in the fun for some, nostalgic fun. Again, honestly, the gameplay is very riveting, very fun, and you don't have to play co-op. You can play alone. That's how I've been playing so far. But speaking of, you guys can also be fully upgraded by yourself, because MLBB Academy is there. You guys can get your personal weekly reports to understand your pacing, strengths, and weaknesses, along with a complete match history, so every big moment is recorded. You can also rate trending topics and share your perspective, whether you're tracking stats or joining the conversation. MLBB Academy is where you watch matches and understand your growth in MLBB. Make sure you guys check it out on mobilegends.com/academy. Yeah, now back onto the topic you were talking about, where do they want to take the risk of going for that assassin? And it really comes down to, why haven't they done that so far? Is it because the EXP? Is it because the roamer? Is it because the gold lane? Whatever the reason is, someone else has to either step up or step down.
I agree with Lafel right now. Like, the reason they have not been, there are plenty of reasons. There are plenty of chances for them to actually take the risk. Why haven't they? Because this is the best play for them. This is how they actually find success in MLBB. So I think stick with the fundamentals, but fix it.
Okay.
Like, if there is already Yuyus on the other side, then, and it really is that big of a problem, you need to ban it out. Yes, I know there are other picks to respect, but if this one causes that many blows to your composition, then you gotta just start respecting.
I think this is one of those situations too, based off what, you can't assume how the players are feeling, but based off what we saw from the camera after that loss, a devastating game one that was very one-sided. I think it's,
bro.
hopefully they're able to reset, because I feel like that's one of those cases where, you are in this best of three, you just kind of got...
Abhi but call பண்ணி கூப்பிடுங்க bro. NK bro.
Obviously we can say, well, yeah, it starts in the draft, but even if you have this
நீங்க நாடு கூப்பிட்டீங்க.
Draft they have, if they haven't been able to mentally reset from the game one,
அந்தால திக்க தூங்க போறாரு. அடிச்சு கூப்பிட்டாங்க. என்ன தூக்கம் நைட்ல தூங்காம என்ன இது காலைல தூங்குறாரு.
come up with a better game plan, and maybe they swap sides. I think that might be one of the cases too, like if they have a different
என்னத்தையா போட்டு முழுங்கிக்கிட்டு இருக்க குழம்பா கரும்புனா கரும்பா ஓகே 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 நல்லா கரும்பே திங்கல ப்ரோ நல்லா பொங்கல கரும்பே திங்கல ப்ரோ ரேஷன்ல கொடுப்பாங்க
எங்க வீட்டுல ஒரு முழு கரும்பு 4 இருக்கு.
Now the carry, they try to put in these save points for their composition, but those save points turned out to be not so safe. It turns
அவ்வளவுதான்
out
ப்ரோ
to be
டோர்னமெண்டோட செகண்ட் ரவுண்ட் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆயிருச்சு
play a whole lot more than just the marksman. He can actually bring
second round
something that I did say.
இதுயா லைவ் நான் போட்டு இது வாட்ச் பண்ணி லைவ் ஓடி லைவ் போட்டுட்டு இருக்கேன் பாரியா
என்னத்த லைவ் போட்டுன்னு இருக்கா
மோபா லெஜண்ட் M7 வாட்ச் பார்ட்டி
ட்ரை பண்ணுங்க யூடியூப்லயா
ஆமா ப்ரோ அவங்களோட
That's a lot of damage. That's that divine
இது ப்ரோ அது வந்து என்னன்னா M7 வந்து சாம்பியன்ஷிப் ஓடிட்டு இருக்கோம்ல இதுல அபிஷேகம்ல அத நம்ம எப்ப லைவ்ல லைவ் போட்டுட்டு இருக்கேன் உட்கார்ந்து லைவ் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கேன் வெடிய பக்கம் லைவ்ல போட்டுட்டு இருக்கேன் அவ்வளவுதான்
ஆமா
இதுக்கு லைவ் போட்டுட்டு இருக்கேன்
For the most part, he's been banned out, right? Yuzhong barely slips through the draft right now, and when it is,
வாட்ச் பார்ட்டி தானே ப்ரோ அதனால இதுக்குள்ள இந்த கார்ப்பரேட் ஸ்ட்ரைக் அந்த மாதிரி விஷயம் வராது.
Yeah, the Jushin as well. I was worried because looking at the bans, both Jushin as well as Eve counters the.
சும்மா சொல்லக்கூடாது ப்ரோ முத மேட்ச் அடி பொளந்து விட்டாங்க ப்ரோ ஆனிக்.
They had some time to discuss. I really feel like they got to switch.
அடி முதல் ஆடோட மேட்சை முடிச்சிட்டாங்கன்னா பாத்துக்கங்க மேட்ச் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகி 10 நிமிஷத்துல மேட்சையே முடிச்சிட்டாங்க.
I don't think it's worth it.
யோ எக்கோ அடிக்குது என் வாய்ஸ் அதுல
எக்கோ அடிக்குது இதுக்கு அடிக்காதே.
I feel like you got to take out.
அதான் ஐ மீன் டிஸ்கார்ட்லயும் பேசுறா அதுலயும் வாய்ஸ் கேக்குறா
இல்ல மொபைல்ல பேசுன எக்கோ வந்திருக்கும் இது பண்ணிட்டேன்.
Even if you respect one of those, Claude gets open. You respect one of those, and again, Kalea gets open. Yuzhong as well. So that's why I feel like maybe going on red side isn't the best idea. But also, you want to take it away from Onyx because Onyx have.
லைவ் ஸ்டக் ஆகுது லேக் ஆகுது அப்படின்னா இங்க ஒய்ஃப் எனக்கு அடிப்பாங்கன்னு அர்த்தம்.
Back in the M4 days. Oh, sorry, M5 days.
என்ன அபி லைவ் போட்டியா?
I think when we get to the draft here in a second, you'll see if they are going to change the plan or not. This is the map stats. Got a whole lot of broken walls. Yeah. And
இது சரி
broken walls again.
நானும் தான் லைவ் போட்டிருக்கேன்.
1735. 1735. Anyway. It's one of the things I'm going to say. Like, as quick as last one went, I don't know if we're going to get close to that average game time right now with broken walls. Unless Team Falcons can surprise us with this draft, and this is where it's going to happen. You look at this, they're still on the blue side, man.
Yeah, they have to.
They did ban out the Claude.
So maybe they want to prioritize the Jushin here. Yeah, Jushin.
Yuzhong comes out. Yeah.
Yuzhong Cho.
Yuzhong Cho? Yeah. Makes sense for...
ஓகே அதாவது
I'm not so sure about that, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess... Sure on
பழக்கத்துக்கு முன்னாடி என்ன அதை தான் பேன் பண்ணுவாங்க.
Fair.
I wonder if they want to go for a Granger. It's dangerous, but...
மேட்சுக்குள்ள போல ப்ரோ உட்காந்து இது M7 பாத்துட்டு இருக்கேன் ப்ரோ லைவ்.
The pick for Onyx Ranger, but yeah. Cool. Carry.
போன மேட்ச் லைவ் போட்டிருக்கேன்னு சொன்னேன் வாட்ச் பார்ட்டி ப்ரோ. அதாவது போன மேட்ச் வந்து ஃபால்கன் வந்து என்னென்ன இது எடுத்தாங்களோ அதே எடுக்கிறாங்க திருப்பி எடுக்கிறாங்க என்ன கணக்குன்னு தெரியல. போன மேட்ச் ஆணுக்கு என்ன எடுத்தாரு அதே திரும்பி ஃபால்கன் எடுக்கிறாங்க. சீரியஸ்லி பிரதர் என்ன அப்படியே காப்பி பண்றாங்க ஜூக்ஸேனே சிச்சியோ அயபுசா எனக்கு புரியல எனக்கு. அதாவது போன ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எடுத்தது பெஸ்ட் ஆஃப் 3 ப்ரோ. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ரவுண்ட்ல பார்த்தனா வந்து ஆனிக் வந்து ஜூக்ஸேனு சோ அடுத்து வந்து அயபுசா எடுத்தாங்க. ஃபால்கன் வேற எடுத்துட்டாங்க. இப்போ வந்து என்ன பண்றாங்கன்னா ஃபால்கன் வந்து சேம் இவங்க எடுத்த அந்த 3 கண்ட்ரி இவங்க எடுக்கறாங்க. எதுக்குன்னு தெரியல.
maybe they need. I don't know. I don't know what Haya really offers that a
என்ன
landslide.
பண்றீங்க?
So yeah, I don't know. We just don't know what's going on in their camp.
I think it's just more so of they did this to us. Let's go ahead and just
வாங்க விளையாடுவோம்.
but in our hands.
Oh yeah, it is roughly the same draft.
Wow, now that's a pick that has been pretty
அபி
horrible.
லீவா பார்க்கலாமா நைட்டு?
0% picked here in the Swiss stage, and it was actually
நீ போன வாரத்துல இருந்து இப்படியா கொடுத்துக்கிற பாக்குற மாதிரி ஓடி போயிடுற.
it was also in the grand final, so yeah. But this is San's signature pick, by the way. When he first transitioned into mid lane, it was this and Xavier.
ஓடியா பாட்டு.
Man, I'd love to see it.
அடவே இல்ல நீதான்.
Like at least some point. I do think when we get to the knockouts, though, like we'll see some more of those adaptations go on here. You can see that Uranus going to be banned out again. XP lane
பார்க்கதான் செய்வாங்க.
up for grabs, of course.
Eh,
Over here
oh.
for Team Falcons and going against usual.
Yeah.
Wondering.
அதாவது லைவ்ல வந்து உங்க வயசுல வச்சிருந்தீங்க. லைவ்ல உங்க வயசு வச்சிருந்தேன், இப்பதான் குறைய இப்பதான் எடுத்து விட்டேன். ஏன்னா கேமோட போற உட்காந்து கத்திட்டு இருப்போம். அது லைவ்ல கொஞ்சம் யாரா அவங்க இங்க லைவ் ஓடிக்கிட்டு இங்க கத்திட்டு இருக்காங்க, பார்த்துட்டு இருப்பாங்க.
Against the Yuzong, maybe there will be a pick for Kyrie to go to the back lines as well. A Joy or something if it's let true.
வர
Onyx right now have a pretty good draft where I feel like for any marksman they kind of don't like go up against this kind of draft.
Yeah. How
Do they
crazy
want
would
to
it
go
be?
crazy like a Moscow or something? I'm not a fan.
Yeah,
I'm
not
not
a
a
fan.
fan, but
லென்ஸ் லாட்டை பேன் அடிச்சிட்டாங்க.
this comes to your head.
இவங்க வந்து என்ன நினைச்சிருக்கிறான்னு தெரியல.
It should just be the
அவன் யூஸ் பண்ற ஐப்பர்ல நம்ம பேண்ட் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ற ஐப்பர் நம்ம எடுத்துடலாம் அப்ப நினைக்கிறாங்க, என்னன்னு தெரியல.
Ranger, but then also too, like, what do you put in the jungle
Yeah, now that's well. Oh wait, for Onyx?
for Onyx? Yeah, since the Lancelot was banned, Hayabusa is taken. Like, is this where we see would Kyrie end up playing utility here?
I think it does. It's not bad. You already have a Yuzong, Carry, and a Lilia.
Yeah.
A lot of damage there already.
Like, does he play the Baksha?
That's actually not bad.
Yeah, because it's the last ban, and I think that's what Team Falcons is trying to decide too. Like, do we go?
If I was Kyrie, I would put in my contract never ask me to use a boxy ever. just a personal touch, just a what do you call it?
Hey boy.
Be like, I'm
Incredible.
willing to sign up.
Yeah.
You just got to agree to this one line.
No Baksha for me.
But yeah, I agree. It's still a pretty good pick.
Oh wait, Fanny's still open. You're gonna have to deal with a Cho, but maybe you'll last pick it then. You go for a Roamer. Now, how crazy would it be if they go Minotaur themselves? Because they ban Minotaur with the composition you see on the left.
Yeah.
Keyboy can play Minotaur. He's pretty good at it. What if they go Kufra even, right?
They got some smiles on their face, man. I don't know, like.
It has to be a strange one here if Keyboy's laughing like that.
Yeah.
Adi's probably like, Kufra? Haha, let's go, coach. Also, not meta.
Does the Lilia work pretty good against the Jushin too? I mean, I feel like
Boring.
Hilo.
maybe he was asking permission.
Maybe he was, and then Coach Adi's like, no.
No.
But it does make it difficult for a Granger. Right, you got to penetrate the high laws, and then the Yuzon's gonna chase after you. It's not gonna be having a fun time.
Makes it difficult for the Hayabusa as well, because right now there's a Revitalize on top
yeah,
of the Black
true.
Shoes, so
Dude.
much sustain.
Your escape just kind of sucks in general.
Yeah.
Like trying to get away from a Yuzhong flying over you, a glorious pathway drop down, and then a Lilia depending on the build path too.
Kinda
Like
crazy.
yeah, it's just gonna be annoying to try to disengage if they don't get the upper hand in terms of a team fight, because you really have to protect whoever your gold laner is going to be for Sano especially. And you know, it's not like they're super tanky either, so that's if they get into that fight and you know there's going to be a revitalizer.
Hey, glue and a CC.
They do go the glue. They pick up
Oh,
CC. That
okay.
kind of helps with some of the durability issues that they were going to have here.
I like that.
I like that
I
too.
like the CC pick. Yeah.
Really, really good stuff here by Falcons. All right, and it fits with the composition, right? Actually,
It's kind of all in-ish
yeah.
on Boyet, but hey, like
I think that's what I'm saying. This is
think gold line la வந்து gold line la வந்து CC.
Guinevere.
Whoa!
Guinevere.
Lafel, your favorite pit? No, it's jungle.
Oh yeah, I was like, huh?
Yeah. CC வந்து gold line, mid வந்து Zoxian,
Of all time.
home வந்து
It did break
low,
its curse.
EXP வந்து
Detective
Cho.
won on it yesterday.
did you see how hard it is to win that one?
Yes, but it starts hard, and then after that, you know, it gets easier.
Onyx versus Falcon,
She said,
round
now
2
for both teams here,
begin.
this is potentially the final hurrah.
Counter
for Team Falcons.
index 0.8, counter index minus
Switching up their
0.8.
playstyle, going for double fighters, going for
Lineup
an
rating
assassin
6, lineup rating
might
4.8.
actually work
இந்த
against
இடத்துல lineup
Onyx
rating
in
வந்து
the
ஆணிக்கு அடி வாங்குது.
Well, we're going to find out because we're jumping into the land of dawn. Falcons against Onyx Indonesia. One more game for Onyx to advance to the knockout stage, but also one more game for Falcons to be eliminated. Welcome to the land of dawn.
Hey, we asked for it leading into this. Team
Aவ்வளவுதான்.
Falcons changed up the game plan. Boyet on the assassin on this Hayabusa. Built nearly pretty much the same, it looks like, even in the emblems that we just saw in the hands of Kyrie. So maybe.
Yeah,
this is
EXP
going
வந்து
to
actually
come
glow,
out.
Rome வந்து
I
so
like those last two picks, like you guys mentioned. Those are very good choices here for Team Falcons. Bending the meta we've seen them play into. Can they pull it off?
EXP ல வந்து glow versus dragon bro EXP ல.
I want in my head canon to be like the coach saying like it's either box here or Gwyn. And then Kyrie's like, you know what? Give me that Gwyn. I do not want to use that box here anymore.
I think so. I think it's a very good reason as well why he doesn't want to be on the Baksha. I think there's more of a chance that it's a Baratz even than a Baksha.
Yeah.
As far as we haven't seen that yet.
It's a bit annoying to maintain the stacks, especially if you're losing early.
Huh? Troll? Goes in way too aggressive, has to burn Flicker.
செத்துருப்பான் நேரத்துக்கு.
All right,
So
that is.
Although I'm pretty sure he was pulled, right?
நிக்கர்லாம் போட்டு வேமா உள்ள குதிச்சான் எதுக்குன்னு தெரியல. ஆனா அடி வாங்கி வெளியே வந்தான்.
He just went in, I guess.
He just went in, man. Cuffin's on the Jushin, so, just unfortunate because, yeah, it's a battle spell down, but just has to kind of.
கோல்ட் லைன்ல வந்து TC versus கைரி கோல்ட் லைன்ல.
I am wondering how this Lilia will actually work out and play out. I know that.
எங்கேயா பாட்டுல ஓடிக்கிட்டு இருக்குது எனக்கு பிரச்சனை இல்ல போக்க சவுண்ட் அந்த லைன்ல கேட்காது. ஆனா உனக்கு கேட்டா உனக்கு தான் காப்போம்.
Swiss stages, it might be one of the answers if it ends up finding success here that we might have to consider going into the knockout stages.
தள்ளபத்தி வாங்க.
Up here, but this is Patrick.
Very interesting.
Oh my god.
The turnaround by Sanji with Flicker in, Kyrie to be caught in the bad spot.
இப்போ வந்து சாக போறாங்க நினைக்கிறேன்.
Picks
Yeah.
first blood, and that's 2 on the board for Team Falcons. Keyboy against 3, mounted on now. Cuffin walks over. That's a free kill to Team Falcons. Onyx down 3 kills early.
Hey, that is a
பால்கன் சோ முத 3 கில்ல பார்த்தா செக்யூர் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. பிளஸ் வந்து லாடை இப்ப செக்யூர் பண்ண போறாங்க.
Changing what we've seen from them. That is a good question, but hey, Team Falcons now will get them a turtle off.
சாஞ்சி க்ளோ த மேட்ச் சேஞ்சரா மாறப்போகுது நினைக்கிறேன் மேட்ச் பாப்போம்.
Exiting the moment you realize you're under the turret. Because even if you do get a kill, you're going to be so low that you're probably not going to be contesting. Oh, hold on, Luffy.
Full dive, away the dragon as well. Luffy to be chain CC'd and taken down again.
அவ்வளவுதான் போன மேட்ச் செஞ்சதுல வச்சு செய்றாங்க இப்ப.
Team Falcons is off to get to a game 3, man. I feel like they are.
போன மேட்ச் சோ வச்சு என்னனாலும் பண்ணாங்களோ அந்த அளவுல திருப்பி பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சாங்க இவங்க சோ எடுத்துட்டு.
Now they are making it work in their hands.
டிராகன் லெவல் ஒரு போல அதெல்லாம் என்ன பண்ணிட்டான் சோ உள்ள குதிச்சா வெளிய தள்ளி விட்டுட்டு 3 பேர் இந்த டிராகன் அடிச்சு போட்டு போயிட்டாங்க.
Let's just copy paste but not fully.
Yeah. So that people
என்ன நடக்குதே வேற உனக்கு அதே இதுதான்.
It's original. We got a glue. Right? We got a glue. But yeah.
எப்படி சோ 5 லெவல் இருக்க நீ 3 லெவல் இருக்க.
All the front lines are there, but if Team Falcons continue to extend their lead, then yeah, the Lilia might not be that big of an issue. Just let Sano or Sanji poke her out, and then she couldn't do much.
ஒரு லெவல் வந்து புஷ் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. இந்த பக்கம் 6 வெளிய இருக்கு இந்த பக்கம் வந்து 4 5 தான் இருக்காங்க.
Not have the same impact as game number 1.
ஹைட்டா எவ்வளவு கம்மி.
I'm wondering. Whoa.
Wait, the dragon over on Keyboy. Revitalize keeps him alive, but look at the curtain call! And the yo-yo blitz, man, too much damage. Another kill over to Team Falcons.
They are not letting up, man. They know they have this bit of an advantage. Oh, Troll.
Spatial migration, the Valor Requiem sounds should be on the board here. Skylar flickers out to safety.
அவங்களோட முதல் கில் எடுத்துட்டாங்க.
Good hits on this shield.
Okay, Team Falcons knows they have an advantage right now. They're playing into their.
ஆமா ப்ரோ ரியல்மி அது ஸ்பான்சர்ல இப்ப யூஸ் பண்ணுவீங்க. இப்ப கேம்ல எல்லா ஃபோனும் ரியல்மி தான்.
Looks like Boyet's gonna maybe do the same thing. He goes Hunter Strike first item right now. We'll be building possibly into the War Axe too, just like we saw Kyrie do. But it's not a massive lead in by all means across the lanes, and it looks like Onyx wants to go ahead and contest this one, not giving this one up. They know that they're in a position to fight. Revitalize isn't available just yet. but all the ultimates are, you can see some good push down on the bottom side. They're going to fight this.
Spatial migration is about Requiem now. That's going to be
எதுக்கு அவ்வளோ கோகுலமா அடிக்கிறீங்க டேய் புரியல எனக்கு
Petrify coming down though. Sky is able to pick up the kill. Sano picks up the turret down below. Lutpi goes in with Furious Dive. That's Skylar taken down, but the Mountdown comes in as Sans has to use. Oh no, he actually keeps the Black Shoes alive. Cuffin gets out in time. Revitalize. Slam! Sanji cannot get through to revitalize for now. It's Kai who actually
Oh my god.
Despite all of it, a messy team
Low
fight
the
by
match changer.
who actually win out in the kills, but Team Falcons got an objective.
Yeah, and like a lot of gold
நிக்கிறான் தக்காளி
Sano. So Sano
சாவறதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஐப்ரோ போட்டு செத்துட்டாயா
up in the sense that the next time that they fight, there's going to be quite a lot of damage that Onyx Indonesia might not be prepared for. And I feel like that was just Team Falcons getting caught because Boyet came in. I thought he should be able to get more kills but got stunned up. But I feel like they should not allow that mistake to happen again.
Yeah, that fight would have gone obviously way different if Sano was a part of it, you know, and so
பெருசா லெவல் டிஃபரன்ஸ் இல்லதான் 8-7 இந்த பக்கம் வந்து 6-7 இருக்காங்க
as the second one now goes to Team Falcons. But you know, if they
கோல்டும் பார்த்தோம் நடிக்க வந்துட்டாங்க ஓரளவுக்கு
especially like we've seen with this glue so far, man, the glue when it's picked up, it's really difficult to kind of take care of, especially early on. If you don't have that itemization that you need, you don't have enough damage to kind of overload that.
ஓ நான் உள்ளதே இருக்கேன் நானே ஐயோ உங்கடவே உள்ள உட்கார்ந்திருக்கேன்
When it came up on the fourth pick there, so it's
யோ
still
மாட்டி
up to kind of scale into
அவர் கூட ரூம்ல உட்கார்ந்திருக்கேன்ற
every single time the carry is locked in. You know that you need time to go ahead and build up on here, and so that's what Skylar is doing. Not too far behind in terms of overall gold either. Just a few hundred gold off of that number one spot for Sano, as Sano did get a lot of extra gold, like we just mentioned, from pushing down that tier 1.
I'm just worried for Skylar here is that whenever he's in range to deal damage, Team Falcons, every single person here is in range to basically catch him. So it will really be on Kyrie as well as Lupi just to make sure that everyone is kind of controlled. I would say more for Kyrie. If Kyrie gets multiple members so that Skylar can be hit, then hey, this good is looking pretty good.
I think that's why he also, he's got the concentrated energy now too. So it's really gotta be
ஓ வர மாட்டாரு ப்ரோ ஒண்ணுமா ஒண்ணும் தெரியல
what they have available for Onyx, but right now with Team Falcons comfortably building.
2 நிமிஷம் இப்பே ஆயிடுச்சு பட் வெளிய வாயா
Same thing, Sanji picking up a Radiant armor, got Dreadnought as well. So he's tanky enough to deal with a lot of what's being thrown at him, and that's why it works really well. It also allows Troll to have the space that he needs here on the Chobik. See him scouting things out up top. This is the last turtle of the game, though. 10 seconds away from coming up. Wondering how Onyx will approach this one. They caught Boyet last time. Might not be able to pull it off again. You can see even Kyrie behind in terms of levels alone. Level 9 to Boyet's 11. They have complete control around this turtle.
Oh, really good slam pass now. Anything Asano goes through him. Keyboy glorious pathway earlier as well. So many resources burnt, but no value. Look, he went to control. Oh my God! Baits out the Petrify, but he already used his own flicker. Black Shoes coming down. Sans able to escape without a slam pass down everything. Sans is down in the mid lane, and it is all.
சரி இப்போ வரைக்கும் பார்த்தனாக்க ஃபால்கன் வந்து அப்பர் ஹேண்ட் ஸ்வாப் இதே வின்ன்ற மாதிரி இருக்குது பாப்போம் நினைக்கிறேன்
They change it up. And then by the time you're planning against this style, they just like, nah, just kidding. We want to go back to the utility.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big question because they haven't showed it throughout the Swiss stages, and I'm sure people were like, yeah, can they play this kind of style? Well, look at what's happening right now. 5,000 gold ahead of Onyx. And like we mentioned, you know, they went with very similar picks, at least in the first phase, but even so, that glue and...
ஓ நான் லைவ் போட்டுருக்கேன்னு சொல்லிட்டேன் நான் என்னைய போய் பார்க்க சொல்றேன் எப்படி போட்டுருக்கீங்க
And you have to look at, okay, well, can they continue to go ahead and do this throughout the game? Can they go ahead and continue to secure themselves?
கமெண்ட் படிக்கல மொபைல்ல கேம்க்குள்ள இருக்காங்க கமெண்ட் படிக்காம இருக்கேன்
Yeah, they're in a great position to be able to do that.
என்னால கமெண்ட் பார்க்க முடியாது
They've also allowed themselves to just scale really into this game, and it's hard actually now for Onyx to make something happen. Keyboy dropping down the pathway.
Yeah, he might die for that. Never mind. He has to burn Revitalize though.
I mean, like, if the idea is to take as much resources from Onyx as possible and then try again, that really did work out. They just got to be careful of Kyrie. Misses that.
Yeah, that. Oh, Troll though. He's going to spot him out.
Here's time to Petrify, but it's only onto Sano. No damage coming down. Sano taken very low, but he's still able to survive now. Black Dragon form comes around, and that's going to be Sans picked up.
சிசி காலி
Sano taken low, so
இல்ல சிசி காலி இல்லை
Sano, Onyx gonna slam Keyboy down to the ground. And now it's a re-engage. Kyrie taken out by Boye. Another kick onto Skylar. Team Falcons.
ரெடி எடுக்க சொல்ல விடுதே நீங்க பாத்துட்டு இருந்தேன் நான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண தெரியாது எனக்கு.
Did to Team Falcons in game 1. Team Falcons gets their revenge in a similar fashion against Onyx. Now getting themselves almost to 9,000 ahead at the 10-minute mark. What a game so far for Team Falcons.
Dude, like, that Jushin play, man. Like,
Yeah.
that shows how much damage the buff was, because you picked up Hylos, one of the highest HP pool heroes in the game, and then you dropped it on Onyx ID. Pick him up again, drop him again. Like, I mean, not him, but someone else, but still. That was actually quite a lot of damage coming in from the Jushin. You know what? Muntan, this is a legit buff for this hero.
Jushin is too much, man. Like, the amount of utility that comes with her and the amount of damage that is there. Mind you, that whole fight, by the way, was started by Onyx.
Yep.
They chose to fight that, knowing that they were also basically gapped gold-wise at that time, about 5,000-6,000 gold.
10,000 gold difference now. Something about today.
Something about today, man. All these games.
Wait. Well.
All right, so at least there's no shadow kill. Sans has very good clear with the help of Skylar down below. But is it good enough to clear the Lord? Lord's pathway used to get a little bit of an angle, and they do clear out the Lord here, but again, it's a 10,000 gold lead. They won't be able to enter their own jungle.
Well, you just gotta wait out for the power spike coming in from Skylar. And if they lose, Guinevere, man. Something like that.
Yeah, there's something wrong with her.
He's gonna be caught. Oh, good petrify! Now, spatial migration, Valor Requiem combo over, but it's only onto the rover right now as the Mana comes in, but it's on the turret right now, so the turret will do a lot more damage. Sanji flickers out to safety though, and they'll keep their lead. No kills over, no bounties to Onyx.
Yeah, it's better that they don't actually choose to fight that. They just kind of choose to live to find another day there.
Looking at the items here, not even okay. So now there's a Hunter Strike on Sano. Sano probably thinking that this kind of draft kinda is difficult for you to end the game. So you gotta make sure that the next time they fight, able to do a lot, try to kill 3 to 4 members, and then try to end the game that way. In terms of the other itemization here, the endless battle now for Hayabusa on Boyet. Whoever he catches, as long as it's an actual target, they will probably die.
Yeah, this is the thing too. You know, you look at where the itemization is for Onyx. Obviously, you got the Trinity now for Skylar. He's building into a most likely defensive item, at least maybe the Wind of Nature here, or I'm not sure if he actually wants to go Malefic Gun, but as long as they continue to buy themselves time, we have seen teams kind of slip up, and they really have to make a massive mistake if you're Team Falcons for Onyx to actually get back into this game. Anti-Karas now picked up by Keyboy too. A little more defensiveness will help them out, but with Team Falcons in this kind of lead, they are not letting up Troll. Using the conceal again.
Lantern Flare picking Keyboy up. Kyrie actually misses the spatial migration. Now Glorious Path coming down with a Petrify and the Fierce Dive over on 2. With about a Requiem, they actually tear down Sano. Sanji's gonna fall next as well. The damage is stacking up. The crowd is starting to roar again in Indonesia.
Oh man, 2 big kills right before the Lord comes up in about 10 seconds too. That's is what I was talking about. That is a blunder. I just mentioned Team Falcons will have to make a big mistake. Well, that was a big mistake. Now, can they delay and stop Onyx from taking this Lord? If they do secure this, that's going to be a massive swing further in their favor here. They're just starting it up. They're blitzing it down.
Cuffing going to be caught. Does not have a Purify. He gets shut down as well. Wade is dragging over to Skylar right now, but Skylar's able to survive for a long time now. Still goes through, flickers out. The quad shadow from Boyet takes him out. No shadow left to play with Kai. Can he go for it? Quad shadow landing, Lutpi. Does he survive this? That's Boyet with a walk-up. Kai tries to go for the spatial migration on Boyet, but can't find the angle as Boyet continues to stalk Onyx down in their jungle. Keyboy's looking for the stun. Boyet will not go for it. Onyx, they sneak a Lord.
Yeah, Onyx Indonesia, once they get those picks, because now Skylar does do quite a lot of damage. And yeah, I didn't even realize, yeah, Coven does not have the Purify.
Yeah.
Which comes to the question, I don't know why he didn't flicker earlier, because once you see the Glorious Pathway on your tracks, I kind of feel like it's a safe bet to kind of just flicker away.
Yeah, I actually was like, waiting for him to do it too, man. And so they'll clear out the Lord, that's fine.
They're still ahead, 6,000 ahead for Team Falcons. But what that last couple minutes did for Onyx was give them back some momentum, give them some space to get actually resources out of their jungle now, and continue to build up, especially defensively. Earlier on, they were being shredded through and dealt with.
Ooh, gets
Troll.
wiped out.
Yeah, he's looking for those angles because we've seen it before. Like I was saying, you know, you got yourself now about 4,000, 5,000 gold over to your team if you're Onyx. And so you're in a much better fighting form to be able to take some of these fights. So looking at the updated items, you can see this, right? So the Malefic Gun is what Skylar went for. Now building into most likely Win in Nature. They're going to go again.
Oh, Sanji.
Pathway dropped. They got to watch out for Troll.
Ooh. Okay. That's it. Lightning Truncheon for Cuffin. There you go.
And just make sure deals a little bit more damage. Because, yeah, this is just something that their team is lacking just a little bit. Because they do quite a lot of damage on the front lines. But just in case someone gets caught, because again, no purifies at all for Team Falcons. Whoever gets caught by Kyrie, that's it. They're probably going to die. The damage from Skylar as well as Sans is probably just a little bit too much for Team Falcons.
Yeah.
So someone has to be opening up the vision here, and I'm guessing that's Troll. But at the same time, Troll wants to get a good flank angle. They got to figure out where Kyrie is, because the next time they get caught, that might be GG. That might be an angle for Onyx ID to win the team fight. And then if not end the game.
With a lead like this, Team Falcons still has to be very cautious. Not only with the lack of purifies, but also just the amount of if Troll's able to find especially the right target. That might be one of those cases where like he's got to lock down either Skylar to force a flicker or maybe even Kyrie. And that might just be his job. You know, Troll, he's done it in the past.
Uh-oh.
Do it again. This Lord is up. Team Falcons spotted out the positioning here. They're going to go start this up, but Onyx, they want to go and respond. Troll, Immortality now available to him. Lord's going to go for a reset.
That base turret is so low up top, but they actually managed to clear it in a way where it should be building back towards him. Keyboy trying to bait out the mount, but Sanji is very patient with it.
Right now for Onyx ID as well as Team Falcons is a bit of a push and pull here, where they're trying to bait out, like for Falcons, they just want to bait out Kyrie. For Onyx Indonesia, it's really just waiting for Lupi to have a good angle to get multiple targets from Team Falcons, and then a good follow-up coming in from Kyrie. So they have two different ways to engage into the fight.
Yeah. Trolls, you just want to clear that out.
Black Dragon
they're going.
Spatial Migration and the Valor Reckon with the Venom Crown this time. The Quanch out of this land actually, and now Kyrie's still able to escape. Showing the back lines, giving the red tree coming in, but Kai gets it down. Jikundo, the Venom Dragon, but it's only onto Keyboy now as Skylar's mounted down, but he will fall in the end as Sanji takes him out of the fight. Sans flickering out to safety. Kyrie still playing with it. Sans doesn't have the black shoes anymore, and Sano will be able to take him down. It's Keyboy next to the chopping block, mounted by Sanji. Now Lutpi, furious dive. Sano with a yo-yo blitz constantly on him. Good disengage by Kai, tries to run away, but Sano's gonna constantly go for more damage on Kai. Violet Requiem down already, they want to go for the wipeout. They have a wave in the mid lane, 18 seconds for Skylar. Lutpi, can he survive this? I don't think he can.
Oh, they're gonna run it down mid, and they have the waves pushing in, even with the Lord, it doesn't matter.
Troll is looking for the play right now. Lutpi somehow was able to survive. 5 seconds on Skylar. Lutpi buys the immortality. The wave actually spawns in. The Lord up top gonna crash into the bases. That's gonna be Falcons trying their best to clear it out. Skylar respawning. Lutpi right there. They have defended, but look at the base up top. Is it a turret? Cuffin is horrible at clearing waves on Jusin. So slow. They get it cleared.
Saves the base turret, but man, Lutpi surviving that was insane, and it bought enough time. Let's take a look at the replay here. I'm not sure where it's going to catch up on, but there was so much time bought. Look at this initiation. Great usage of this glue. Again, finding Skylar. Yes, Lord was secured. Troll looked for his own angle. Goes in there, even though the Lord was secured. Skylar was just stuck on, right? That's why the glue is so good here from Sanji. Able to take out Skylar. They choose to go back to fight. Boyet goes, heals back up, gets his orange, and then they go ahead and follow through. And then it was just a chase, you know, and Kyrie really tried. Good thing he actually kept a Lutpi alive. I know the timing eventually came there, but with Lutpi still alive, it also kept Team Falcons from possibly ending that game.
Yeah, but something that Onyx ID they have to consider if that happens again. they might not be able to defend that because now it's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
At 22, the respawn timers will be around 50 seconds up until 1 minute. So it was good on Loopy, bought enough time so that the rest of Onyx ID was able to respond. But the next time that happens, that's probably going to be the end.
I'm wondering what the answer is if you're Onyx ID here, especially for Skylar. He had to deal with Sanji sticking on to him. And that is a Holy Crystal now locked in for Sans, so a little more damage.
Cuffin as well.
Built up here, yeah. Both teams just kind of really locked in on the items. Obviously, you need a little more defensiveness here for Onyx, but Lord coming up in about 15. Team Falcons still in a good advantage to work with.
Yeah.
Purple buff going over to Sans. Now also, this is where obviously the Immortalities come to play. The Wind of Nature for Skylar. Lord is evolving too, so it's going to be a little bit of a slower take as they have to prep and get in position.
How's the wave in bot? Would love to see the wave in bot. Troll rotates over, will build it to a slow push.
கேக்குதா ப்ரோ
That's the best thing to do.
What is
Customer
Skylar's
வந்துட்டாங்க.
soul to buy the Wind Talker?
Boots.
Boots.
No. He already had 6 items earlier.
கஸ்டமர் வந்துட்டாங்க ப்ரோ அதனால அப்படியே டக்குன்னு மீட் போட்டு வெளியே போயிட்டேன்
Sold the rose gold.
Well, right now Keyboy does have position up top. Seam as Skylar as well as Loopy. I don't think Team Falcons have vision of that. They got to be careful. If they're clumped up, there's multiple ways for Onyx IG to really... I feel like Sanji, if he tosses the second skill first, is still safe.
Wait, Sans popped in ult.
What, Sans?
Uh-oh. Did Troll use third part G Kundo?
No, I feel like Sans didn't have vision of him.
Yeah, I don't think so. Oh,
Spatial Migration. No Valor Requiem. Actually, it's kind of botched the combo. Skylar in the back, able to flicker out a G Kundo now. Spatial Migration backwards. They are not going to go for the Lord just yet. Glorious Pathway sent down. Troll holding this angle. Wave in the bottom lane is good for Team Falcons. Now as Keyboy gets shredded down by Sano. And Onyx will concede the Lord.
oh, that was messy from Onyx.
What happened mid?
No, the thing is, I really think that Sans did not see Troll yet. Like, Troll was getting on the way, but he already used the black shoes, so... Probably a misclick.
Or maybe Troll was waiting in the bush and decided to use skill... Oh, wait. Sanji?
Thought he should be... Okay, he's not going to connect. They got this Lord. It's no
Skylar no ult. Skylar no ult. This is big.
Can they defend this here? Lord's going to have to be worked on.
Troll in the back, gonna go for it, get Skylar! Good furious dive, the Petrimatic heal away from him. Skylar caught by the current call right now, pops in with nature, but will be popped by Cuffin! Lord still alive, base wide open now, Kyrie able to find a spatial migration right now as the Keyboy will be taken out, but it's only the Immortality now. Lord still alive somehow there. No minions. Sans has cleared it out. Can he survive? No, he cannot. That's Boye with the killing spree. And Team Falcons have wiped Onyx ID. We are going to a game number 3.
Team of Falcons will do it in game 2 with a composition that we didn't know they could play. Well, now we know.
And I gotta say, Team of Falcons, they are really impressing us right now because, again, the composure that after losing game 1 in that fashion, coming back even stronger. But also Onyx made some very questionable mistakes.
Yeah.
And again, Guinevere, like,
Is it cursed, man?
So it's 1-7 now, or 1-8? I think it might be 1-8, dude.
all I know is you only have one win, and even that one was pretty sketchy.
Detective is the only guy to make Guinevere work. And he went home today after making the Guinevere work.
Yeah, you can see here too, Onyx looking just like we saw Team Falcons in game 1, man. And hey, it comes down to one game now between these two. That is just, again, a massive, massive win for Team Falcons. You gotta love to see what we're used to seeing from them, and they made it work. They made it work from start to finish, really. There was a little bit of hope there for Onyx, but Team Falcons stayed locked in, got the game under their belt.
And remember, folks, Onyx in a best-of-1 is very, very shaky. Maybe they started things off with a win here in the best-of-3, but now it's back to just one game.
It's drafts, man. Something about Gwen I really don't like. I don't know why teams still want to go for it. But either ways, this is potentially a very nerve-wracking situation because even looking at the crowd, even the crowd
For
was
sure.
like, that was a good game, but at the same time, because what's on the line is Mina's first time to the knockouts,
Yeah.
as well as the champions of Indonesia not even making it out of groups. Alter Ego was the first,
Yep.
and there's a potential that Onyx will be the last team to get eliminated.
So that would also mean what we mentioned earlier. There would only be one representative.
ப்ரோ செகண்ட் ரவுண்ட்ல வந்து ஆனிக் ஐடியா வந்து படிச்சு படுக்க போட்டாங்க ஃபால்கன்ஸ். இப்போ
Very
வந்து
serious stuff. I'm pretty sure the Indonesian
மூணாவது
will
ரவுண்ட்
try
நடக்கும்.
and
அதுல
watch
வந்து
them
யார் வின்
because
பண்றாங்களோ
they
அவங்க தான்.
want that to happen, but that's just the situation we're in right now. And I feel like Onyx, they're gonna be quite confused because there's like, okay, which Falcon are we gonna see?
Assassin Falcon.
And I'm just confused about that going. Like,
Yeah. I really think why pick the Lilia so early? If the Lilia was an option, right, and if they wanted to go for Lilia, I really don't think Falcons would have read into like, oh, let's ban the Lilia.
Yeah.
They should have really picked up. Was the Lance banned in the first phase? I don't believe it was, right? It was banned out in the second phase.
Yeah.
So Lance was open. I don't know what it is with Onyx and not wanting to pick anything else except for Yusun Shin and Haya then on Kyrie because Lance was open in the first phase. They really could have gone for that.
maybe that's also why Falcon takes it. It's like, no way they're gonna be using Lance. So let's just take Haya.
Yeah. I don't think. Like, and then,
Yeah, I don't think it's that far, but you know, like, who
Because
knows?
there's already a Yuzong, right? Well,
Yeah.
what do they start things off with? Yuzong carry. All right, the carry pick was also honestly really, really weird. But then they finished off Red 3 with Lilia.
Lilia,
And
which
it's like,
did not need to be picked up.
it was a signature back when Sans started playing in mid.
I mean, let me just say this entire day, when it comes to the drafts, it's a topic I kind of don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
But now we got to look at the MVP here, Troll with the Cho. From Matilda to the Cho, man. Like, Troll has really shown himself as a roamer here in the world stage.
I feel like anytime we go through our games and we have a MVP Cho, you really have to put respect on their names because we've seen so many fail Chos too. And Troll, like we mentioned when it was at the draft, you know, this is one of his signature picks. We saw him pick it up when we first were introduced on the international stages, even in previous tournaments with Troll and these players, and he made it work really well. Just like I had mentioned with, you know, Keyboy in the previous game, Troll pretty much did the same thing. Like, he had to do a little more fancy footwork, I feel like, with this Cho, but they made it work, even with Boyet getting the Hayabusa. But I also want to say that a big part of this, those two last picks were so good. The Glue and the CC.
Yes.
They really allowed this lineup to shine. Yes, it was the same three picks that we saw Onyx run in the game one, but with a Glue and a CC, just complements this so well. Because Glue, like, Sanji is almost my other MVP for this, because the amount of work that he did on Skylar, making Skylar's job pretty much a hell, like in terms of like trying to get in position and fight, was great. And that's what we see with Glue. And also Sano. The Kern's call with the Yo-Yo Blitz was a lot of threat. Like, there's a lot of threatening damage there to deal with. So even when it looks like some of these team fights where Onyx is getting the upper hand, they're sort of winning these fights, you kind of miscredit like the amount of potential there is to win these little skirmishes and team fights with this composition that is here, especially with a Glue and a CC, who both have that Brave Smite, and they get a lot of that HP back when they're, you know, fighting like this. So again, it was very difficult, I feel like, for Onyx to approach the fights the way they really wanted to.
What's concerning for me as an Indonesian is, right, I mean, we can talk all day about the drafts. I still agree that the drafts are very botched. I don't really like the placement of some heroes, why they pick it up in the specific moments that they do. But what's more concerning as an Indonesian is how they played it, because it wasn't like it was a completely cooked draft from the start of the game. In the start of the game, I think Neutral Objective 1 should have actually been free for them. They have a Yu Zong that can actually go through. They have a Guinevere who cannot be CC locked by the Glue as long as you know, pop in ult. But they decided to go for a gank, and that was a super greedy gank up top. Completely miscalculated the gank. Glue didn't die. They ended up losing 3 members, and then Turtle 1 went to Falcon. So that's more concerning for sure, right? Like, you think, okay, it's Onyx, they have a superstar lineup, it's always the coach's fault. That is the easy way to blame Onyx. But if you look at that game, you can't say it's fully coach's fault when they botched the early game so bad.
Yeah. It would be different if Sanji was outside of the turret range. The fact that Kyrie took those turret shots, and I would say responded to it a bit slow or just a bit greedy, trying to make sure that he gets that kill.
என்ன மேட்ச் எடுக்கணும் என்ன எடுக்கலாம்
With exchanging his own life. Yeah, I kind of feel like game number 1, Falcon forced it. Game number 2, Onyx forced it.
என்ன மேஜ் இருக்கா சொல்லுங்கயா.
Better just ends up winning the game.
Thing is, like, we've seen Onyx actually lose composure from game 1. In game 1, Sans flickered very, very early. Remember Skylar flickering when it didn't really look like he needed to. And that's the build-up of pressure.
I'm still wondering. I wish we
Bro,
had
match
a
save
little
ஆயிருவாயா
bit
பாத்துட்டீங்க.
on what happened even with Sans.
Brilliant.
Towards that last little fight where the black shoes were used. Not that that would have changed, I feel like, the course of the game or anything, but there's just these like kind of weird errors happening.
They're like fidgety.
Yeah, fidgety. I don't know if it's like, there's just pressure or what exactly Onyx is dealing with, because like we said,
Teamல tank இல்ல அவளாம் சொல்லுவேன்.
especially in game 1, but this was, you can definitely say this was a great adjustment from Team Falcons and exactly what they have to show, because when you get through the Swiss stage like this and you're pretty much universally playing one kind of play style, and then you really, it comes down to like your last potential life and you bring out this, now it makes game 3, I feel like, harder for Onyx to deal with, especially when we get to the bans or the order of the picks.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to be quite a big pressure for both, because this next game will be the very final game of the Swiss stage before we move on over to the knockouts. But for now, we do have an interview on the side with Rose, I believe. So let's check out that interview to see what's going on.
Hey guys, Rose here in a 1-1 situation. As we wrap up the Swiss stage, I would like to catch up a little bit with the side of Team Onyx Indonesia and of course Team Falcon. So with me here we have Paddington and Kakashi. Let's start with Paddington. Paddington, how are you? Are you nervous?
Nah, just doing normal.
Just doing normal. What about you, Kakashi? How are you feeling?
Just doing normal too.
Just doing normal. Okay, let's talk about Onyx. How was Onyx like when they arrived at the venue, and how did they approach this match? Were they nervous? Were they confident?
Nah, we're really confident for today.
Really confident for today. What about you, Kakashi? How was Falcons like?
We are really confident for today, and I think we're gonna be the first team in MENA go to knockout stage.
Ooh, that is a statement. And of course, Paddington, now that you're coming in from a loss as we enter game 3, how is the players like?
Boleh use bahasa?
Bisa aja.
Kayak kita udah sering di situasi ini kan, jadi kayak kita di pinnya biasa aja.
Oh.
We still really confident for this match.
Okay, Paddington said they're very used to these kind of situations, so they're going in still very much confident. What about you, Kakashi? You guys are coming in from a winning momentum as we enter this last best of 1. How is Falcons like inside the room right now?
I think all good. All the players feel confident, and we can get the next win.
Oh, I
It's
think
best of 1 now.
Yes, it's a best of 1 now. Now, Paddington, I'm pretty sure you watched the games just now. What does Onyx have to improve in order to secure the next game win?
I think we just need to not doing a lot of mistake and have a better execution for the next game.
Focusing on discipline,
Yeah.
yeah? And for you, what do you guys think you guys have to nail on the spot to make sure you guys get the last ticket to the knockouts?
We just play our game, normal game, like what we do always.
Normal game, no pressure for
Yeah.
the side of Falcons. And of course, a special question for Kakashi. We know that Onyx Indonesia is the home ground heroes, which means there's a lot of Sonics in the arena. Does your players feel extra pressured entering this matchup?
No, our players experienced that before in MBL MENA final, because we played in Egypt, and it was enemy home. So our opponent home, I mean.
So you guys are also used to it?
Yeah.
Ah, just like Onyx, both of you guys are used to this same situation. As we wrap things up slowly, Paddington, anything you want to say to Onyx and Sonics?
Yeah, just keep supporting us and you guys nggak akan kecewa lah. Kita akan menang match ini.
Okay, Paddington said you guys will not be disappointed. Just keep supporting us and we're going to win this match. What about you, Kakashi? Anything for the MENA community?
Just keep supporting us, and we will be the first team in MENA to get to the knockout stage, I mean.
It seems like both team is incredibly confident as we approach a best of 1. So it's Onyx Indonesia going up against Team Falcons, fighting for the last ticket to the knockout stages. I wonder who will get that last ticket later on. Without further ado, let us throw it back to the casters to start the game.
Thank you very much, Rose. And I just saw Onyx Indonesia came in, and they still look in high spirits. You know, Lupi was laughing, Kyrie's still smiling. So hopefully that just shows that they're still in a relatively good mood. Like they're not too
Shaken.
Shaken after the loss. Yes, thank you very much.
They need to reset, because if they didn't reset, it's GG.
That's what I was saying about Team Falcons after game one, man. That was a way worse loss that they faced, and they were able to reset.
Yeah, and for you guys, we got to talk about Realme 15 Pro here because he has win rate predictions, can analyze gold items, everything in real time. It's like having a strategy coach in your pocket. So that's the AI gaming coach for you. But the thing is, it also has the consecutive skills feature, making it so that you can unleash your full combo with just pressing one button. That's a full AI-powered edge. From prediction to performance is a complete package. You play, we carry. Realme 15 Pro, the M7 official gaming phone. And while we're talking about this as well, since Marco, you're there, we got to pull in a V because this is a V, our cheerful buddy at the heart of Visa's biggest cultural moments. He's here at the M7 World Championship to cheer us all up. So let's see, V, do you have anything to say? Bonjour, mon nom est V. Je viens de Visa, le marquis qui connecte le monde. Et je suis votre mascotte fiable. Mon rôle est de vous aider par vite en toute sécurité et de manière intelligente. Shopping, voyages ou les petits achats de tous les jours. Avec vie, vous êtes toujours rassuré. Alors, ensemble, commençons une vie cashless plus pratique et agréable. A bientôt. Thank you very much, V. And remember, this is our official payment partner. V is international. He's been all around the globe. Thank you very much, Visa, for having us here, helping us out during the sponsor stuff.
Yeah.
WV. Can't wait to be the real V.
Can we get a WV in the chat right now, chat?
MVP.
WV.
MVP.
And also, Patrick has been wrecking up shop all over the land of Dawn. Make sure you guys grab the Patrick skin because it is available in game now. And the thing is, you just buy it out. No spin, no do this, that, playing games. You just buy it straight. I love that. I love when you can just buy it.
Dude, I agree.
You know what?
I don't want to work for it, you know?
Yeah. But you know what I want to know?
What?
Do you want to know?
If that was the highest grossing, like, individual skin.
Ooh. Probably one of the JJK skins or Naruto. I think Naruto. I think Naruto skin for sure.
If you consider you have to, like, roll for those. But let's say, wait, I guess you couldn't really compare that.
Bro, level மட்டும் ஏத்துங்க bro, இவ சட்டலாம் பா.
I guess let's see, like, who has the most owned skin, right? Like, who actually possess those skins?
The most owned collab skin.
Yeah, collab, yeah.
Okay. Probably.
Because out of all the skins, Patrick is the easiest. Everything else, they're behind some kind of event.
That's true.
What about the Neymar skin? The Neymar skin was like...
Yeah, that was pretty big, right?
Oh, yeah. True.
Was that around M4?
I think it was around M4.
It's M4, yeah.
Because that was like one you could also kind of like upgrade or like... Wasn't there
Well,
one and then there was like an upgraded version? Something like
yes.
Yeah.
And then what else? What other collab skins do we have that are like you could buy? From the shop. I can't think of anything.
I don't know. We need more cartoons though.
What's the next?
For me,
Ooh,
I think that would be.
that's
I don't
a
know
good
who
one.
would be who though. Like,
Yeah.
Yo, ஒழுங்கா லைன் மட்டும் விப்பேன் விப்பேன் விளையாடுங்க.
I don't know. What other?
Jake would be a pretty solid glue.
Yeah, actually
Right?
you would. But Glue's got enough, man. He's already got the Patrick. So
Let's find something for Fulvius. Which, by the way, it looks like he is going to have, I believe it's a Soul Vessel skin or something.
Fulvius?
Yeah.
Oh.
Either Soul Vessel or the other one.
Exorcist?
Exorcist, thank you very much.
Okay.
I think it's the Exorcist skin.
That sounds insane. That sounds loco.
Yo, எப்படி மேக்ஸ் வச்சிருக்கீங்க பக்கத்துல போகாதீங்க
Winning map for Falcons.
கவர் வந்து
Monica on blue. Hold on now.
Blue, hold on now. Pause.
Again, they go Yuzong this time. All right. To be fair, that wasn't a problem. So, I like the Yuzong pick.
I wonder how. Okay, so how's Team Falcons gonna approach this? Do they just go assassin again for Boyet? Right off the bat, with Kalea being open, like, do they want to pick up a Kalea? Kalea's there.
Oh yeah, they should.
They've got the Kalea Farsa.
Yep. I think Kalea Lancelot would be the best. If you really want to go safe.
I feel like they can set up for... I don't know how good they are on a Sora. I was thinking Sora 3, but I don't know whether they're good or not.
What?
They decide to go a Cho
Although
Kalaya?
I think I remember Cuffin had amazing games on Valen, so
Is it because the Kalea is something they expect? But like again, this is
maybe.
basically like CG all over again. Game number 2, no? Like the Kalea is open and you go for the Cho instead of the Kalea.
Seeing how Troll played it, I can kind of accept it because the thing that Troll did is not all the catches, is about zoning, right? Actually buying time, being a nuisance, and again, I kind of feel like this is just more on you already did good on the Cho, so we're not gonna be ruining your momentum. And if Onyx picks up the Kalia, like you said, the Valentina will be there to just steal it away.
Kalea Kimmy with the Yuzong. This is a good start to the draft by Onyx, even though the Kimmy hasn't really been too good, but we literally
Haya?
have seen some
Haya
good
or
stuff
Lance
from
and then
it.
just ban it out?
I think Lance. I think Haya is tough to deal. Huh.
As a Kalia, I prefer fighting against Haya instead of a Lance, but again, maybe Coach Howie Burn is just like saying like my players are in a flow state. I don't want to take it out. And now again, the Phantom War so far it's still for Onyx Falcons. Only 2 for now.
Oh, they go
See,
Baksha.
they always make you ask like which Falcon are you fighting against?
But like,
Yeah, I know. Yuzong. Yeah.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It broke game 1.
Bro, bother, bro.
A way to win game. Dude, this
What if this box
this
is not
looks
even
so much like GOF, dude. It looks so much like GOF. It's a 1-1, and
we
in
have
game
game
3,
three.
it's just,
It was
dude,
Brown.
Falcon, come on. I'm in the
ப்ரோ அவங்க ஏன் லெவல் அதிகம் ப்ரோ கொஞ்சம் பின்னாடி தான் ஆட சொல்றேன் நான் நீ முன்னாடி போயிடுற நீ அதான்
CC
சொல்றேன்
can
நீ
still come through here. I hope Falcons ban out the...
Or
And
they
then the
take the
Lunox,
CC.
yeah. Oh, they can take CC, you're right.
Ban
but,
Lunox take CC.
okay.
Yeah.
But then they would like damage, no? Like, look at this comp. This comp does not deal damage.
True. Because in my head, I'm also thinking, what if they do something?
ஒரு ஸ்கில் 1 ஸ்கில் 2 மட்டும் யூஸ் பண்ணும்போது பின்னாடி அவங்க குத்தி வளைச்சு அடிக்கிறாங்க.
Not the greatest of ideas, but again,
Nah.
what if they
Against
try to be
Yuzong?
cheeky? Yeah. No,
think that's
I'm not saying it's
yeah.
a good idea. I'm
Yeah.
just
You're just putting it out
stating,
there.
yeah.
I like the glue ban. I really like the glue ban. That was a big problem for them. Oh, Falcon will have to make a decision, by the way. Like, either... Because, like, the Lancelot's still up for grabs. The Hayabusa as well. I think in this game particularly, I would prefer to go Lance over Hayabusa, right? There are too many dashes for the Hayabusa.
Yeah.
Unless, I mean, it's Kai, so maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he just goes for it.
I
you
mean,
have
they
to
do
make a
have the
decision.
Valentina to take away the Kalia ult,
Yeah,
so they have 2 ways to catch.
that's true. But if you do that, then...
But meaning to say, because of
But
that,
depends
I'd
on
rather
log
fight
in
against
the bug on the
Haya
midday.
than a Lance.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's a
Agreed.
lot. Like,
Haya is easier to catch
Yeah,
when you
I
have.
was gonna
Yeah.
Lancelot's just too elusive.
Yeah.
Alright, they go with the CC ban. This is one of the heroes we were talking about.
Yeah, but
Pop up.
we're talking about banning out Lunox taking CC, so yeah, interesting.
So... This
Is this Valen EXP or something? At this point, I'm confused. I don't know what's going on.
It looks like a setup for a Uranus or an Esmeralda. Now, do Onyx ban one of those out, right? Because you might not get the Lunox. If Falcon pick up the Lunox,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense with the comp because then they'll have too much magic.
ஆட வரைக்கும் ஷீல்ட் வச்சுக்கலாம் மொத ஷீல்ட்
Here's a very annoying comp, and we know that you are panicking right now. We are calm. Expectations are on you, friend.
I feel like I'm confused because Falcon is basically boomeranging this draft.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Right,
Go back to the boomerang
They
here.
have a weird first 3 picks. Now we just have to see whether they can bring it all back in and make it make sense.
Well, that's what we saw too from the last game when they utilized, or I guess we could call it the boomerang. They could make it happen here. This is probably where we see the. Are they going to show the XP first? Because that, I don't know. There is the chance, right? There's always a chance with a Baksha and a Valentina pop an XP. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to go against a Yuzhong with?
Yeah. What is a good goat laner here? I guess the Granger is still up.
Yeah, for Onyx, I think they go Lance Granger if Falcons don't pick it up.
Lumix is still up.
That is a very interesting choice.
That's more so like curveball. Like this was curveball draft here, LaFo.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Moscow?
think it's either a boomerang or just a home run. Home run in a bad way where you just let the ball fly and then just let it be.
Lancelot Granger
Yeah.
should be the option to go for here,
That
right?
seems the most sound choice.
If they really, oh yeah, you're right. If how
Or
I think
Harith?
Harith is very
Harith,
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
Harith,
I was
yeah.
about to say. Lunox can still work as well.
Joy Granger.
Joy Granger. The Joy's really good against the Baksha, but I think I think this is a very risky choice. I don't know why they are not going for Lance on Kyrie because, I I mean, we were talking about it. Haya or Lance. Haya would be the easier target to target by Cho and by the Valentino, who can still Tsunami Slam. Joy is even easier than that.
It's like, it's so much easier, it's so much squishier, you know, especially in terms of the elusiveness that you get with a
but I guess
and Haya.
I guess he's thinking I'll be fully stacked up whenever the CC comes, so I can just pop Electrifying Beat. So it's more of a like high risk, high reward type of pick, more than the. Ooh, that is a great pick as well, by the way.
Because the Joy came through too.
Yeah, but the Kalea Yuzong, is it enough to take the Phobius out in the early game? That's the question.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we really have to see the first interaction between both teams here, because both games have really come down to who made the first mistake, and then it just, I don't know, you know, in a way like messes with their mental that they just could not recover from for some reason.
Like it kind of snowballed from like initial plays. Look at the lineup ratings here. Not looking good for Onyx, but again, take it with a grain of salt. We've seen it come down to really the execution here for both teams so far throughout the series. And this, it comes down to this one game.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the final game of the Swiss stage. This will determine whether Falcons will be the first MENA team to make it to the knockouts, or Onyx continue to reign here in Indonesia.
Welcome to the Land of Dawn, ladies and gentlemen. We'll find out now that it's down to a best of one. And we heard earlier, Onyx doesn't like best of ones, and it's coming down to this one game so far. Team Falcons as well, picking up a Mozkov, a hero you don't see too often. A lot of early poking already in the
That's why we don't like the Valentina and the Cho. But like, I guess this is what Falcons did to themselves, and now it's not going to be level 2 for Coffin and for Troll. They have to use so many resources at the start of the game just to get away.
Yeah, it looks like losing lanes for Falcons all around the board here.
That's true.
Yeah, because even the Phobius will not have a good time against the Yuzong and
Free Letho.
Moskov Granger. Moskov can survive, but really more a Granger favorite. Looking at the emblem so far, nothing brings to the mind.
Yeah, Troll's going to be taken very low. Boya has shield unity. We'll be able to lock in on Kiba, but Kyrie joins in the fun now. No flicker on Troll. First blood to Kai. Falcon still deciding to fight despite losing Prio early.
Great response there. I mean, it was basically mirrored in terms of the rotation from both sides, but because that flicker was burned earlier on, that's the advantage when it comes to these early battle spells being used.
Yeah, and again, like the first interaction that they have, Falcon's gonna start. Oh, hold on.
Okay, Electrifying Beats under turret. Sano's gonna be taken low, taken out by Kai. Gets one last turret shot on him. He will help to clear out the wave. Keyboy gets away as well in the bottom lane. No trade available for Team Falcons.
Yeah, much better start here coming in from Onyx Indonesia, Team Falcons. Yep. Now they got to figure out how to kind of stabilize. I wonder if they will force a fight around the turtle. I don't even know if that's a good call.
It's crazy, man, because Troll's only level 2, you know? So, like, I don't know how they're going to deal with this first turtle coming up. It might be easier. Yes, Keyboy's not level 4, but he's working on it. They're going to battle for it, though, it looks like.
Electrifying Beats coming down now. Boya's going to be chain CC. Kai wins out the retreat battles. That's too much damage for Sanji to deal with. Now it's Boya caught. Kai's on a killing spree. Man.
That's why I was wondering. I don't know if they want to contest it.
Yeah.
They should have just, given how the first portion of the early game went, they should have just given that up at least to just buy themselves enough time to kind of reset in.
I don't know what's going on. Like, I really don't like when drafts just go 1,080 when you already have a winning.
You mean 180?
Oh, 1,080.
What's 1,080?
No, you just spin so many times.
Ah, okay.
So 180 times 10.
Yeah.
Damn.
Gotcha. That's a lot of spins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about, though, too. Like, you know, again, this lineup that Team Falcons brought to this game 3, if, you know, with the Mozkov, we already know it's going to take time to build up, especially against Skylar here on the Granger, but more so, too, you're playing around this Cho, and you were delayed so much. I mean, he's still level 3 right now. And so your game plan, the way to make this work is kind of, it's stalled out. You know, you're entering that portion of the game where already that second turtle is going to be up here in about 30 seconds or so, and you're just kind of waiting. Keyboy going to be a whole level up. Yes, Cuffin's holding on to his own Tsunami Slam, but
They kind of have to rely now on Boya to go ahead and rotate around, set things up with Sanji later on for this objective fight. Oh!
Tsunami Slam, lock control down. He just got the flicker back up, and now Kyrie sings a song, or rather puts a song down on him. That's yet another kill for Kai for 0-1.
Yeah, I gotta say, Troll set up so that a kick had a good angle for Boyet to do something about it, but that was really nothing for him to do about it. And now Boyet is gonna get pushed by Onyx ID.
Oh, wow. I think, yeah, just forced off again. Kyrie playing into an advantage that he can build up with Turtle coming up now, too. Troll not having a flicker. Again, you're kind of just... Sans doing his thing. Giving the dance there in the mid.
As much as I enjoy... Oh, SOD! Don't take it, Sans! What? Huh? What?
Sans got that?
Wait. Oh, did he get it from the burn of the Loy one?
I mean, Kyrie did not use Red Tree, so...
Oh, Red Tree. He used it for this, so that's why.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, yes, as an Indonesian, happy to Onyx winning, but why does this always happen to Falcons Game 3? I don't get it.
We just saw this, I feel like, was it last month?
GOF,
Yeah,
dude,
months ago?
it's Valentina, Cho, and then Baksha.
I mean, like,
it's like,
we don't have
got to be
losers
studied.
interview, but games like this...
we need a loser's interview because, like, they gotta explain.
I don't know if it's just... Again, with even the way the order of the draft came through, you're looking at it. I mean, Troll had an amazing game last time, but when your Cho doesn't have, like, even if he gets a kick, it's like, what can you do with the kick?
Now, honestly, in games like this, reminds me of Jake Paul, man.
Jake Paul?
It's every day, bro.
Now, if you think about it long enough, you'll see what I'm
Or
saying.
is that Logan? Wait, is that?
No, Jake.
No, that's Jake, bro.
Yeah, it's every day, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, how does it remind you of him?
I can say it off broadcast.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Leave them guessing, man.
Yeah.
Right now.
W chat bait.
I was gonna say, oh man.
Yeah, they got caught in the traction pulse.
Oh,
Sans is just 360ing, or as you said it, LaFell, what, 1080?
1080. Wait, 1080.
How many rotations 1080 again? I kind of forgot.
By the way,
It's not
like,
10, but...
yeah, it's not 10. I don't know, bro. Master maths.
Yeah, technically one.
Type in the chat.
One full circle is 360, brother.
Just chat bait the chat.
So that's
bro.
like 3x.
Just chat bait the chat.
It's 3 spins.
Yeah, 3 spins, yeah.
Right now, Team Falcons is spinning around right now, trying to decide what to do here.
I wonder if chat understands what I'm leading to.
I think they are, man.
Yeah.
Chat is way smarter than you imagine. Whoa!
Tsunami Slam, but I don't know if you want to go on Keyboy. Another Tsunami Slam. Look at the zoning from Luthi up above. Boy, yeah, it's going to be taken down. Skylar picks up his first Sky Piercer stack. Sanji going to be next on the chopping block as Skylar gets a double. And Onyx push their lead to 6,607 and oh.
Wow, at the 6.5 minute mark, too. A lead like this, they'll go and force their way under the tier 1 turn.
மேல ஜான்சன்
No threat at all from Cuffin and Troll here. And now with this turtle up, last one, just going to go in the hands of Kyrie as he secures it 3 for 3 in the turtles.
2 for 3. One was Sans, brother.
That's right, Sans.
Well, right now with 7,000 gold, 7-0. Kind of feels a bit over because so far there's not been any good Moscow games from wildcards till now.
It's almost like Falcons just intentionally
No, that's why I say
cook their own draft.
This feels like Jake Paul.
Ah, I understand it now.
Okay, I get it. You don't have to say it off broadcast. I understand.
Yeah.
I get the assignment here. Yeah, look at that. Oh, dude, look at the gold difference.
ஜான்சன்
3,000, bro.
Oh my goodness.
3,000, bro.
I don't know. I just don't know why it happens every game 3. Is it just the pressure too much that they like?
Is it in their contract?
Maybe. I mean, Tsunami Slam around Boyet into the immobilization, traction pulse as well. Boyet to be taken very low, shredded down by physical and magical. Good body block for Sanji, but it's not enough, man. And he's caught all alone. Luthi went in the bush. Petrifying a Furious dive, baiting out the Purify now as Luthi walks back onto Sanji. Oh no, Sanji's baited in. Another stack for Skylar. Tsunami Slam stolen. Skylar gets a double. 11. Oh no, 10-1. Sans is
We always get the zoom in of Sans doing his thing here, but man, Team Falcons now on the other side of it, dealing with this kind of lead. Boy, it jumps in.
Oh, good Furious dive there to prevent Troll from going GQ, no flicker. Skylar now walking back up. Rhapsody coming down over on Boyet, forcing the point Sans there. Oh, threading the needle. Skylar 6-0 and 2, 60 stacks on Sky Piercer, a free orange buff.
You know what? You really need this Granger skin, man. It's really growing on me.
Dude,
I have it.
we haven't been able to play, man. I need to wait for my diamonds.
Oh no, under the turret they go.
Electrifying beats. Oh my, Skylar's godlike.
Oh my days.
Oh my days,
Oh my
indeed.
days.
Team Falcons, where did it all go so wrong?
Dude, 10.6.
I really don't want to talk about the game, man.
Look at the stats.
486, 492, 970, 702, 8214, 8222.
Yeah. 702, an 030, an 041.
Take it, Sano.
Oh man. At
And that's a
this point,
315.
yeah. I don't know what's gonna happen here for Team Falcons. This lineup as well isn't the best defensiveness that we've seen from competitions. Whoa.
They go all in on Sans, but he has the Purified Troll, goes up and away the Dragon, but look at the appeal coming down from Keyboy. Sans gets shoulder bashed and finally gets taken out, but look, P comes around. 1v3? No, but oh no, Troll.
Throw the sacrifice.
Electrifying beats, a shot from Skylar puts him at 80 stacks, 8-0 and 2.
Okay. They went to go make a play. They get Sans. They got to deal with this Lord coming through. Sans will be back up for this, and so will Troll, but still, nonetheless, they're still in the same position here.
No bounty, man. So, like, yeah, exactly the same. Actually worse, because Skylar got a stack.
Got another stack. Oh, man, this is...
I think for them, they understood that they're losing.
Yeah.
But Sans did too much.
Yeah.
Too much spinning, so like...
They can
let's
handle
just
the
kill
loss,
him.
but not the disrespect.
Yep.
Yeah, right now, look at this. The shots, too, from a distance, just kind of poking them down. Lord slowly making its way down this bottom side here. Cuffin's holding on to that tsunami slam. I don't know if they can pull the playoff.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think they have the damage.
Cuffin needs to land a 5-man tsunami slam.
Yeah.
There you
That
go.
even
That's
possible.
one. That's just one. Now Lil P comes around. Keyboard's going to be taken very low. He still survives. What?
Oh,
He dies finally to the SOD. Boy, to the shield. You didn't need Lil P. Jumps in. Petrify on 3. Gets all of the DOT and the healing now. Goes for another slash as Kyrie walks up with the electrifying beats, and that's going to be Cuffin taken low. Lil P. Right there. Skylar. Does he execute anyone? No, he does not.
டான்ஸ் வரான்னு நினைக்கிறேன்
To Onyx ID.
Onyx says, you know
Ay,
what? We
ah.
got this lead. Let's not throw it here. They take the 2 base turrets down off that push. A divine blade now in the hands of Sans. But Team Falcons have bought him a little more time. I'm not sure exactly what the game plan for them is going to be here. Kasano so far away, man. Again, on this Moskov, still trying to build it. Only
Ikkar போட்டு அடிக்கிறாயா
golden staff. Doesn't have the DHS yet. As you take a glimpse, I mean, oh my goodness, dude.
5,000
The
now.
gap in the gold lane right now.
Dude, that's crikey, mate.
That is crikey indeed. At this point.
Oh, 4,500. Oh, that's painful, mate.
There we go. They're going to go for it.
Well,
Waiting for this last turret.
Dragon form. Tsunami Slam over on Boya now. Harry building up the stacks. Troll trying to cancel with Yikundo now. Oh, electrifying beats coming out. And it's a free kill to Skylar.
ஏ அட்டாக்கிட்ட ஓடி போயிருவாயா சொல்லிட்டேன்
He's
Upload
legendary. He's legendary, and he's legendary.
They can't end it here. They're going to poke a little bit further, though.
Troll might be dead. He is dead. Oh, Skylar, last shot. Can't find it. He's going to go for the base, though. The base is going to be cracked up open. Coming looking for the play. Skylar, legendary.
டைப் ப்ரெஸ் லாக் பண்றோம் அதனால கில் எனக்கு வந்துரும்
Jumping forward. Onyx makes it to the knockout stage. It took a while. They struggled, but they did it.
Onyx will get it done in Game 3. Just as dominant as they did in Game 1 to get to the knockout stage.
Congratulations. It was not an easy route. But the important thing is that now they're here in the knockouts. But now it's all about dealing with the other 7 teams in the knockout stage. Thank you to Team Falcons for all their hard work, but I don't know, man. If I knew Arabic, I would have my own choice of words. But
That's a tough. I mean, that's a tough one. That's a tough way to end, man.
that's a very tough way to end. A lot of questions, but you know, it's for everyone else to really think about it. For now, let's just celebrate the victory of Onyx Indonesia. Again, big congratulations. Game 1 and Game 3 were very dominant. It's just Game 2, a little blemish in their record.
Can I just say too that you gotta think how much work had to be done in this M7. It's very different from our previous, M series. I feel like some of these championship teams, of course,
had to go through the grinder, man, to get to the knockout stage. And I think that's going to make a very interesting knockout stage ahead of us.
And again, for Falcon, they were so close to making it. They were a draft away. That, it has to be studied. It has to be something that we gotta mention it, because like that definitely needs to be studied. Cho and Kalea's open. Valentina in first pick red.
That's the kind of thing that would make me throw my glasses away, because I feel like I've seen enough.
If I was watch partying, the things I would be saying right now, you know, fam.
Yeah, I would be the same right now.
If I was watch party, I would just close the stream.
Luckily, I'm casting though, so I just you know yap around and yeah.
I feel again like these guys, these individual players from Team Falcons have been through so much in the last year or so. You know, again, you got to consider what they've been through professionally.
Yeah, but you also think by this time they learned.
I don't know. Again, I wish I knew. Like, that's why you always wish you could hear the comms when it comes to the drafts, of course, because you know I'm sure a lot of us, ourselves, the viewers out there, their supporters probably have questions. I mean, the players themselves look like they probably have questions, man, at this point. But this one was definitely, it was a draft issue, and there was just nothing that could be done, especially when you kind of, like, you just get smacked around from the start to the finish here.
Yeah. And I feel like we are seeing all of this out of love. Because again, like, if we didn't care, we're like, oh, well, GG, good job on it, you know, but the fact that we're talking about is because we see the potential, we see how strong they are. To see them fumble does hurt a little bit in the boo-boo, you know? But anyways, right now, we will be going over to the stage with Rose and the rest of Onyx Indonesia for the interview.
For 2 years straight, Team Falcons had to bow out of the competition, just one win away from qualifying to the knockout stages. Although they could not advance further to the next stage, their presence alone in the international stage was more inspiring than anything they've ever done. Once again, thank you so much to Team Falcon for such an inspiring journey. And of course, the team to get the last ticket to the knockouts tomorrow. Indonesia, make some noise for Onyx ID! Wow, that was an intense series, and I think everybody was definitely at the edge of their seat. Now, Sans, congratulations on securing the last ticket for the knockout stages. What does this win mean to your team, who's had such a shaky journey so far in this M7? Let's go, Paddington!
Mungkin kemenangan hari ini ya, ini bikin kita mental naik juga. Terus alhamdulillah menang juga hari ini 2-1 dan kita udah masuk playoff. Pastinya besok kita tetap main lagi dan ya kita sisanya kasih yang terbaik aja sih.
Okay, San said that actually this win definitely helped their momentum and their mentality state as they play for the knockout stages tomorrow. And of course, all that aside, they will definitely do their best in their upcoming match. Thank you so much, San. And of course, Kiboy. Kiboy, game 1 was definitely amazing. It was dominating, in fact, for the side of Onyx ID. Game 2, however, was so shaky. Could you perhaps share with us what actually happened in the game that led to such a shaky game?
Ya, menurut gua tim Falcon kuat juga lah dan nggak mau kalah juga karena ada jauh-jauh datang ke Indo. Jadi mereka berjuang mati-matian juga. Terus dia juga bikin banyak mistake lah di early sama mid game lah.
He said that, yes. Paddington, okay, Paddington.
Translate.
Okay, let's go, Paddington. It's okay, I'll do it. I got you, Paddington. So, Q-Boy said that they could see the fighting spirit from the side of Team Falcons as they came from a very far place. They came here to play their hearts out. It was definitely a do-or-die situation. And in that situation, Team Falcons stepped up. And of course, from the side of Onyx, they could see a little bit of the mistakes coming in from the early to mid-game. Okay, guys, Paddington, you need to step up as my translator, okay? Okay, very good. Now, Kyrie, just so you know, based on stats, you actually haven't died 3 out of 4 games up until you picked that Guinevere. And you haven't died 3 out of 4 games ever since, until you picked that Guinevere. So, could you share with us, Guinevere kind of has a shaky statistics right now here in the M7. Do you think Guinevere is actually still very much viable? Okay, we'll do it in Tagalog this time around. So?
No, I couldn't hear her. Yeah.
You haven't died? Sorry.
Died?
Died. Hindi ka pa namamatay in 3 out of 4 games until you picked Guinevere.
Because Mr. Paddington here asked me to play Guinevere earlier because Guinevere is his main hero in Magic Chess.
Oh, sumusala Paddington. It's all Paddington's fault. Paddington?
Yeah, it's always his fault.
It's always his fault. Paddington, why did you ask him to pick Guinevere?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Why did you ask Kyrie to pick Guinevere?
Yeah, it's good hero. Kyrie, we try it at Scream also and we get the good result. So we trust Kyrie with this Guinevere.
So you guys think it's a viable pick, this M series still, despite not very good of a statistics from Guinevere?
Yeah, I think it's still playable, the hero.
Okay, there you guys hear it from Paddington. Now, Lutpi, just like TLID's journey last year in the M6, they qualified to the knockouts by eliminating a team from MENA. Does this mean that potentially it's foreshadowing that Onyx ID will go into the grand finals just like TLID?
Translate, please.
Yeah, you jangan ajak gua ngomong. Sorry, repeat.
Okay.
Keyboard is so noisy.
Okay, boy. Okay. So last year in the M6, TLID entered the knockout stages after eliminating MENA.
டெபேட் டீம் போட்டு விளையாடிங்க அப்பதான் அடிச்சு முடியும்.
In the grand finals. So is
நான்
this
இந்த
a
பாரு
foreshadowing
ஒண்ணும் பண்ண முடியாது.
Onyx
என் பாட்டு தான்
ID
விளையாடிக்கிட்டு
also
இருக்குது.
end up in
அப்படியே
the
என்
grand
பாட்டு
finals
முதுகு
like TL?
Yeah, karena dia dari bawah.
தெரியலடா அது.
Kalau dari aku ya mungkin semoga kita perjalanan sampai kayak TLID terus habis itu ya semoga yang di finalnya kita bisa menang lah.
He said he hopes that he has the same journey as TLID and they end up in the grand finals. But this time around, they hope to win the grand finals. And of course, last but not least, we have Skylar. I will need Paddington's help.
Yeah.
Okay, Skylar. After this interview, we will be having a draw for the knockout stages, right? 3-2 will meet 3-0. Who do you want to meet? SRG or Alter Ego? They're having a team discussion right now?
Pakai bahasa Inggris saya diajarin.
Okay. Go. Let's go.
I want to meet SRG.
Wow!
Because last year I always losing against SRG and then I want to revenge.
Wow!
only bhaiya.
Guys have it. Onyx ID wants to meet SRG in the first round of the knockout stages. Indonesia once again. This is Onyx Indonesia heading to the knockout stages. An amazing game. Congratulations, boys. We will see you guys in a bit for the draws. And that wraps up the Swiss stage for today. We are throwing it back to the panel to break down what happened in this amazing series. And of course, I shall see
bro
you
அத வருது வாங்கல bro. எஸ்கே போனது பிரச்சனை இல்லையா, வந்த வருது வாங்கல பத்தி அதான் பிரச்சனை. நீங்க லைவ் கட் பண்ணி வருது. அதே வடக்கண்டர் வந்தாரு, சட்டை வேணும் கேட்டாரு, எடுத்து கொடுத்து போட்டு பார்த்தாரு. ஓகே எவ்வளவு கேட்டாரு, 680ங்க. டிஸ்கவுண்ட் போக 600ங்க, 300னாரு. கிளம்புங்கன்ட்டேன்.